This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free. I apologize. I was trying to drop the link in chat in case anybody wants to come up. Cara, thank you so much. Started off the stream by gifting 10 memberships. Those are memberships to Speculation Station. Thank you so much for gifting those. If you guys were gifted a membership from Cara, please tell her thank you. Let me jump in my train and come pick y'all up. Hold on just a minute. Better not have any coffee, no hot liquids. You might get burnt. Alrighty, so there is the link if anybody wants to come up. What I'm going to start off with today, after I thank you all for being here, thank you so much. Strategic Eyes and Plunder went over the video that we just dropped the other day. So I'm going to pull them up. I wanted to see what they caught and what people in their chat caught that I might not have caught. And I wanted to talk to you guys about it. So I know Plunder, we'll start with her. The link to her channel is pinned at the top of the chat box right now. It's also in the description box along with Strategic Eyes. When we go over Strategic Eyes, I will pin his to the top. Please give them a like and subscribe if you have not already. I know a lot of people came over from them. So thank you guys for that. That was really sweet of them to mention us. By the way, I don't mind if anybody uses my content as long as, you say where you got it from like they did. And I really appreciate that. I'm going to shout y'all out real quick. Hey, Luna and Sarah, Hazel Eyes, Cara, my love, Anna, occasionally classy, Tony, Bad Girl, Dusty Pear, Mallory Beavers, Rachel, allegedly speculating. Good to see you all. Let's see. Nanny Goat. Nanny Goat said it's 4 degrees there. Hey, YouTube. Jill Corby. It's getting colder here as the day progresses. It's kind of weird. Angela Ballerina, good to see you. Screaming Daisies. Indie Girl. Teresa. Good to see you all. Cozy Constellations. Good to see you. Queen Olive Ruth Ann. I see the olives in chat. Good to see you. Sally. Carson, Janet, good to see you. Jill Corby again. Yeah. So if I missed you, comment. Hi, Irene. It's good to see you all. If I missed you, comment and I'll shout you out. So we're going to start with Plunder and then we'll go over to Strategic Eyes and let's see what they picked up that we didn't. I do know that somebody commented about there being pink curtains and like top windows that supposedly nobody can see out of. So I wanted to look for that. And I've also heard that somebody said that either Jen Soto's sister or Juan's sister said she had Asperger's. So if Jen Soto has Asperger's, is that going to change our perspective of this or anything else? So I'm going to look into Asperger's and see what we can find about that diagnosis. I haven't heard of her having Asperger's, but we're going to look into that. Tony said it's negative 33 degrees Celsius here. Are you in Antarctica? Like, isn't that like, whoa. I don't even know if you could live in that climate. Like, are you really serious right now? Pardon me. It's been a long time since I've been to school, but like, isn't that like Siberia? Where are you at, love? All right, so let's see what Plunder picked up on that we might have missed. Asperger's is part of the autism spectrum. Thank you for that. Oh, thank you, Irene. That's such a that is such a sweet thing to say. I appreciate y'all being here. Again, y'all being here is what makes this channel great. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Nope. See, I don't recall getting in a fight and saying this to her, but sure, we'll say that. I know. Okay. I mean, I taught her. This is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
About like me acting up and that she don't want to live with me, or that I said something about kicking her out before she turned 18 or when she turned 18.
That stood out to me. What, how, ma'am, are you going to kick her out before she turns 18? Where is she going to go? That's not even legal. That's not even legal. Hey, Colleen, good to see you. 30 degrees here in Oregon. I want to go to Oregon so bad. Lord Sarah, I was like, it is not negative 274 degrees. Serena says it's negative 27 there. Y'all are in some cold areas. It's like maybe, I think it's 44 here. And I'm like, it's too cold. I'm staying inside. I'm not going anywhere. Bad girl said it's 16 degrees in Ohio. More power to y'all. I cannot.
Yeah, this is the one she was embarrassed to get dropped off in. So I was that age. I understood.
I got you.
Forgive the donut there. I got a flat tire earlier this
That's
afternoon.
right. You might want to put some and cover the firearm in there. Someone will steal that, man.
Oh, jeez.
Thanks to the YouTuber allegedly speculating, we have this body cam video that she...
Oh, how sweet was that? Y'all, it makes me almost cry when these people say my name. That is so sweet. That was so sweet of her and Strategic Eyes. Thank you, guys.
purchased that we had never seen before. So please visit her link below and go subscribe to her and support her. I filled in the subtitles.
Yeah, she's filled in the subtitles as she hears them, and she heard some things that I didn't pick up on. We did also hit over 4,000 subscribers between the past couple of days, and I cannot thank you guys enough. You guys being here every day and hanging out and chatting with all of us is what makes this channel great. I've said it before, I could talk to myself until I'm blue in the face. It's nothing without you guys being here. So thank you guys for that. The Shirtless Dad, I love your name, says, so cold here, the cows are giving iced milk. Oh, wow. That is cold. My goodness, poor cows. Hey, Miss Kimmy. It's 57 in Arizona. Supposed to get up to 66 today. Wow. And she said, hashtag free Wendy. I don't know who Wendy is. I'll have to look into that. Hey, Carrie B. Carrie B said it's a toasty 40 in New Hampshire. We are expecting 4 to 8 inches of snow later, though. I hope it snows again here in North Carolina. Jill said, in the dossier, it mentioned that Stinky reset factory his phone at, that's 6 minutes before police come. Ooh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Y'all let me know if you, Wendy Williams. Is Wendy Williams in jail? I know that woman was doing some questionable things. Is she in jail? The purple one, I think is your name. That's a really cool rating. I actually enjoy the cold. Would rather be cold than hot. I'd rather be cold where I can get warm. All right, I'm going to stop. We're going to get back to this. Thank you, Plunder. Again, she is the pinned link at the top of the comment section. If you have not subscribed to her, please do so. She's also linked in the description box.
As best I could hear them, you might want to wear headphones. But we learn a lot, so I plan to film my commentary video next. But
real quick, occasionally Classy says she's under conservatorship. She was doing some questionable things, but I'm here to tell you, I saw that Bam was under one, and what they did to Bam Margera, that was a shame. That was a shame. I'm glad he got his stuff together. I saw that he was skateboarding again. I love Bam Margera. I grew up watching Viva La Bam and all of the things that they did. I hope she gets out of it. She had some things going on. I hope she can get help and get out of the conservatorship. Hey, Janet. 11 in Illinois.
But for now, watch it without commentary.
Hello.
Hi.
Are you Madeline's mom?
No.
Yes.
Are you Madeline's mom?
Yes.
Did she come home?
What's that?
Did she come home? No, you don't know where she would have gone. No, did she take it?
See, she picked up. I could not hear that stuff to save my life. I have no clue where she could have gone. And I saw people asking who the woman in the back is. I don't know who that is, but if I had to guess, I would say it's a roommate. The purple one said what they did to Brittany was horrible as well. They made her work. She wanted to take off to see her 2 boys, and they made her work because she was under the conservatorship. She had to. That was what the whole thing where she walked off stage in Las Vegas was. I've never been a Brittany fan. I was gothic and emu, however you want to say it. I was more, like I said, into Jackass and Viva La Bam and stuff, but it was wrong what they did to Brittany too. Cozy said Jen is high as a kite here. Hey, Helen, excuse me. Odeg in UK. Cara said, I also think he was in those gaming group chats with Maddie. I do too.
Like anything? Any clothes?
Her birthday money is still here. Toothbrush, everything.
Okay. So nothing that she like took with her and went somewhere else. Is there any place that you guys think that she would have went? Any friends' houses?
The only friend I could have thought was, but I think Orange County PD already went to her house and talked to them.
Okay.
That was the bestie. I redacted that part because I didn't want to keep putting her name out here. So she's referring to Bestie's friend, her best friend, and they talk about her. Bad Girl said Wendy only has 15 for herself out of her millions. That is so sad. Oh, thank you, Tony. Tori, I'm sorry, Tori. Thank you, Tori, for coming, and I appreciate that. Yeah, we're gonna go over his video today. Cara said he needed to watch who she was talking to, what she was saying, and more importantly, if she was flirting with any boys her age, in my opinion. I agree. I think that they watched everything she did. I think they knew about every chat. You cannot tell me that this man was abusing this child from the age of at least 8 to 13, and there was never any telling text messages other than the parent coin thing. I think there's more, and I think we'll find it and find out at trial. Stoic Dissension said, rest in peace, Ryan Dunn. Yeah, that was so sad. That broke Bam's heart. Like, he was crushed. Oh my God. It broke my heart hearing him talk about it.
What's that address?
Hey,
So I can make sure they already checked there. So they're trying
Petty, sorry. There was a Petty and a Patty, so I apologize about that. Hey, Petty Mason. Hey, Rose.
look everywhere they can.
Of course.
First name is
They're talking about this.
okay.
Let's see if I still have paper notes pulled up to her.
Did she go to school today?
No.
No. Okay.
She was supposed to. She was dropped off close to school.
Jenny Jen said, thank you, new members, for coming. Yes, thank you, everybody, for stopping by. I'm going to remove this so that we can see what Plunder picked up on.
She wanted to walk the rest of the way because she was embarrassed by his car.
Okay.
Which is normal for her to ask to be.
It's an image.
Right.
But she never made it.
So a lot of people have pointed out they're so calm and seem to be high in this interview with the police right after Maddie's gone missing. I thought I saw somebody say about 8 hours after she had gone missing. It's really like, why are they so calm? Why isn't anybody out looking? I've never understood that. She calls Stefan and tells him that Maddie didn't make it to school, and he comes immediately to where she's at instead of staying at the house in case Maddie came back. That's really weird to me. Why aren't you out looking? Why isn't anybody out looking? Why are you so calm? Stefan just spoke and it threw her off. She had to regain what her thought process was. A lot of you have pointed out the script. She had to remember the script, which I found interesting. I think it definitely is a script that she's trying to remember. Hey, Carol. Hey, Bartman. Hey, Anatolia. Thank you for being here. Oh, Cara, thank you so much. Cara gifted 10 Speculation Station memberships. Thank you so much for that. You're so sweet and supportive. I really appreciate that. If you guys were gifted a Speculation Station membership, please tell her thank you. I'll come pick y'all up real quick. Here I come in my train. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. If you're getting off, you got to tuck and roll. You better hold on tight. If you're getting in, I can't stop. I don't know where the brake is. Hey, Helen. Thank you again, Cara. That was really sweet.
I went to the school to pick her up at the end of the day, and she never came outside. I drove away thinking maybe she walked to my mom's office, because sometimes she'll do that if I can't pick her up. And my mom's office is less than, what would you say, half a mile away?
I don't know why it keeps doing that. It's very scripted. Very scripted. That's what I'm picking up on. Queen said the script keeps changing too. Yeah, you have to change the script because they start calling you out on things that don't make sense, and you have to figure out what to say to make it make sense, because it doesn't.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Something like that. She would get there. School ends at 4:04. She would get there by 4:35 the latest. She never got there by 4:35. I started driving around. I went back to the school. The school was closed.
Most of scream she could maybe walk to her grandma's house, but that's a lot further.
When the school was closed, I realized something was wrong. I called and I said, "Hey, did you see Maddie today? Or is she with you? Because I can't find her." And she said,
I'm sorry, I'm gonna get that pulled back up so you guys can see what the script says, or what the transcript says. Hey, Carrie B. Mallory said, here she goes with the script. She pushes it out so quick she starts running out of breath. This is 7.5 hours later. Can you imagine? Nobody out looking. Right. That is insane to me. Jen gets a little breathless here, like panic, but for herself, not Maddie. Right. Nanny Goat said, did she tell police she wait in line for over an hour? Did she say that? Is that what she said? I don't think so. Hold on a minute. We'll back it up. Let me back it up a little bit more. Let's listen, because I think you did just pick up on something. Okay.
But she never made it. I went to the school to pick her up at the end of the day, and she never came outside. I drove away thinking maybe she walked to my mom's office, because sometimes she'll do that if I can't pick her up. And my mom's office is less than, what would you say, half a mile away? Yeah, it's pretty close. Something like that. She would get there. School ends at 4:04. She would get there by 4:35 the latest. She never got there by 4:35. I started driving around. I went back to the school. The school was closed.
So she said, I never got there by 4:35. We know through going through all of these interviews and transcripts, like over and over again, she left the school at 4:10, supposedly, went to grandma's office, got there at 4:20. It was like 4:20 to 4:40, sometime in that time period. And she called Bestie and then went back to the school. She said she would have got there at 4:35 at the latest. I don't understand why she didn't wait for her at school longer, but I don't know if we're picking up on anything that hasn't already been picked up on by us. Hi, Just Irish. Just Irish said, yes, she got to the school like an hour early. Yeah, she got there, I think, at 2:30 or she left or got there at 2:30 to wait in line because she likes to be the first one in line. She waited until 4:10, drove to grandma's office. Maddie wasn't there. They came back to the school and all of a sudden it was closed. I was like, how is the school closed that soon? And again, if you're walking and it takes that long to walk, how far is the office? Because they seem to say, or, present it like it's really close. Real quick. Sarah said, unfortunately, Jen has so much diagnosed mental health issues, the cops feel they can't get her. I think so, especially taking into consideration what they said about in July, where they referenced that Stefan worked independently. I'm afraid we're not going to see charges for Jen, and that breaks my heart for Maddie. Toxic said, I still don't get why she didn't go into the school first to ask about her or text or call grandma while at the school. She was purposely wasting time. I agree. I'm going to go into the school. I'm going to ask where my child is. She could have been in the bathroom. She could have been talking to friends. She could have had to stay after with a teacher for a minute to go over an assignment. Any of these things could have happened. Why are you immediately leaving? And then lastly, Tori said, she says that cars were waiting to leave the line, so she drove away. But on Google Earth, it shows enough room for cars to go around. Yeah, usually there's enough room for cars to drive around if somebody's waiting for their child. I mean, that's the only thing that even makes sense in a car line, because the kids get in cars that are behind the ones in front. So obviously those cars would pull around the ones in the front. It doesn't make sense. She is acting, Liddy, and good to see you. Good to see you, Tish, Luke the Duke, Anna, Sue Joy, Boomer, Manda. Good to see you guys. Thank you for being here. I'm going to remove this so we can continue to see the transcripts.
Most of screamed she could maybe walk to her grandma's house, but that's a lot further.
When the school was closed, I realized something was wrong. I called and I said, "Hey, did you see Maddie today? Or is she with you? Because I can't find her."
Mm.
And she said, "No, she never made it to first or second period." And I said, "What do you mean? I dropped her off at school." And she's like, "She never made it to school." And I said, "Can you please check with the rest of your friends, see if she made it to any of her other periods?" At this point, I messaged her teachers directly, and I asked if any of them saw her. Two of them.
Now, at this point, it is 5:35. I don't have my notebook. I think it was 5:36 or 5:46. She emails the teacher, and the teacher responds at 5:53. So at this point, it is 5:30, and she's just now messaging the teachers. Sally Carson said, "If it doesn't make sense, it's probably not true." That is a quote to live by. Carr said, "I forgot who said it, but you're right. Jen is high as an effing kite right now." Yeah. Carrie B said, "Jen and Stefan are freaking out inside because the cops are now at the condo. They tried to avoid that by meeting with cops at mom's office." Good point. Good point. Plot holes. Yep.
Responded to me. One of them told me she didn't make it to his period, and he also checked her attendance for the rest of the day. She never made it to any of her periods. This is when I knew something was truly wrong, because she was dropped off by him close to the school. She should have been at school.
So she's getting out of breath and anxious. Again, is it because she's trying to recall the script to a T? She first said that I dropped her off, and now she's saying he dropped her off. And again, he's staring there like a big scary goblin, just hovering over everyone. He inserted himself behind Jen and in front of the roommate when the cops came to the door. Anders, my lovely, happy birthday to your mama. Anders said she waited outside the school for 10 minutes. Then she wrote mail. I rest my case. Hello, everybody. Hey, Anders, my love. Hey, Abellis. Is Abellis here? Did I miss Abellis? I don't know if Abellis is here. Scratch the Paint, I like your name, says, "I'm jumping ahead, but I watched it on Plunder. There was a firearm in Stephen Stern's car. He threatened Maddie." I saw the firearm. Yeah, we've seen this. We went over it when I first dropped it, and now we're going over Plunder's video. By the way, she's linked at the top. She's the pinned link at the top of the comments box. If you haven't subscribed to her, please do so. She's really great. I really love her aspect of things. The firearm thing, a lot of people have said that he possibly threatened Maddie with that. My thing with the firearms is, if you look at the photos, videos, I've got some of those on my page, you can see he had several firearms. I don't know. I think it's just one he kept on him. I don't know if he necessarily used it to threaten Maddie. Of course, it's a possibility, right? But unfortunately, in this situation, I truly believe that Maddie thought that she was in love with Stefan at some point. I don't think he had to threaten her, unfortunately, because I think they were in a relationship, and I think Jen condoned it. That's just my speculation. Now, the night that everything happened, we think that she kind of fought back and was like, yeah, because he had been away for several months and she was done with it. And we think that she kind of fought back, and he was not having it, and maybe he threatened her with the gun then, but I don't think he had to before, unfortunately, because her mind was so warped by him from being groomed for so long, you know. KJ said, this is later on after they're back from mom's business, the initial report. I suspect law enforcement picked up on his body language and signs of deceptions. Next morning, law enforcement discovers his lies that she mimics. Yep. What do I think about the multiple? I think he was just a gun collector. I think Stephen liked toys. Anatolia, I think Stephen liked toys, and that was part of his toy collection. Fly and Wordy, I like your name. As a teacher, I would just say she was absent today. I don't think any of my colleagues would say she never made it, unless it was something like Miss So-and-so said she left her room at such time, but she never made it. It is a weird thing, a weird context to say she never made it. Lastly, Brenda, thank you for being here, said Jen called and said, hey, have you seen Maddie? When the police shows up at the office, Jen's first words were, hey there, like, who the fuck talks like this over a missing child, right? Yeah, I would have been crying, screaming. There would have been a lot more emotion.
At that point, that's when I called 911. This was around 4:35, 4:40. Police did not show up till 7.
Okay, so first of all, you're lying because you messaged the teachers at 5:30, not 4:40, and you just said it would have taken her until 4:35, 4:40 to walk to mom's office, but by the time you call the police, you've been to mom's office and back to the school, and school's closed. So that's a lie.
7:30, I want to say.
Hey, more.
Up in Orange County?
Up in Orange County.
Okay.
And then at that point, that's when all the questions started happening, and then he took them to where he dropped her off.
The police redacted that.
Someone in an outfit she was wearing sit in their parking lot for a little bit, like take a break from her walk, because she was early for school.
Yes, the sister called 911. She says I called 911, and it was the sister. Or the mom. Tori says Jen's mom. Pinky might have had the firearms in the car in case someone come up on him hiding Maddie. Yeah, or with the fact that cream was in his book bag, I question what he did in his car while he was driving around meandering everywhere, because there was, let me put a trigger warning up. There's not supposed to be any children here. If you are a child, this is not the place for you. I apologize, but please roll out. There was masturbation cream in his book bag. So why is that something you have in your book bag? Why are you rolling around in a book bag that you're going to be carrying? Because he's got a book bag to carry it with in places, right? Why is that in the book bag you're driving around with, walking around with? Like, that's something that you have at home in the nightstand or something. For a normal adult, not something you're carrying around in a book bag. What is that in her hands? I don't think there's anything in her hands yet. It might be a phone. Also, the pink curtains up here, if you look on the other side across the way there is 2-story condos. And if somebody was on the top floor, they probably could see in that window. It is depressing, though, to think that all the windows were closed all the time and no sunlight got in. Anders said, didn't make it. Sounds like you didn't survive surgery. Right. Donna Gardner, lastly, real quick. Donna Gardner said she could have parked in the school parking lot and gone inside to check. Yep. You're saying with her hands. I don't know. Maybe we can see in a minute. Vicky Floyd, thank you for being here. Was Maddie and Stephen texting back and forth when he was staying at his parents' house? Yes, he was calling. He was talking to her and FaceTiming. I don't know if they were texting, but they were talking all the time, and that's what the best friend said. Let's see what's in her.
And then get up and then leave towards the school. That's as far as
Okay.
It's her phone. It's her phone right now. She goes back and gets Maddie's phone in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Haley Davey.
His address?
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Haley, excuse me.
I got a light going on.
Right?
Did she take her school laptop with her?
She did. They already tried to track it, but unfortunately the unit is completely powered off.
Oh,
It's
okay.
completely offline. They called me
Gotcha.
to run. They were unable to do anything with it.
Okay. She doesn't have any other kind of technology that you guys could track. I'm sure you guys
No
already
new
checked.
text, no nothing.
She
Normally she
accidentally,
has her phone, but she left it at home today.
and that is normal for her. She's got ADHD. She's very forgetful.
Okay.
I always have.
Hey, Cozy. It took me a minute to get you up here. Thank you for coming up. My channel is an open panel, so if you guys do want to come up and talk about this, if you have any thoughts you would like to add, you can come up on panel and we can discuss it. Thank you for being here, everybody. And Cozy, good to see you, love.
Good to see you too. Thanks for letting us come.
Yeah.
I felt like I have said everything I can say on this case, and then you dropped this new video, and I'm like, okay, maybe there's something else. You know, I'm almost like burnt out on this case because I'm like, it's more of the same in a sense where you look at their reaction, and I mean, just very basic. If you lose something, you try to find it.
Right.
And she didn't do a thing to try and find Maddie. You know?
Yeah, they're still here at 8:30. I think it was 8:30. I thought it was like midnight the first time, but I think it's 8:30. Nobody's out looking.
It's just, and like, it's so clear that they got this script going, and she's like, so we did this, and then I did this, and like, it's almost like they wrote it down and memorized it word for word. It's insane.
Absolutely. Sue Joy said when she comes back with Maddie's phone, Jen Soto is wiping Maddie's phone on her leg, saying it's wet. Why is it wet? Good question. I didn't pick up on that. Thank you for being here, Sue Joy.
Remind her.
We're kind of forgetful too sometimes.
I believe. No. This is just that.
How you spell that? Let me see that.
I apologize. I was muted. Plunder did cover up what he's writing, and I do apologize for anybody. Somebody called me out on letting that be seen. I probably should have covered that up. I did redact the names. I wasn't thinking that anybody would have been paying attention to that, first of all. But second of all, unfortunately, like, that information is out here. Like, I've been sent it through email, and I was like, whoa, like, because it's kind of personal information of friends and things. So I do appreciate that she covered it up. 7,000 people have seen it uncovered now, so I don't know what I could do to kind of change that. But I do know now to be more cautious about that, and I appreciate those of you who pointed that out to me and her covering that up. I really do, because I think more people would see it on her channel anyway, and if they're seeing it over there, it's covered up. So I do appreciate that. Thank you all for being here.
Gotcha. What's a good phone number for if you guys have one?
Sure have.
Carrie B says, even if you give her a pass for not going out to look for Maddie, she didn't even look in the condo for clues. She said she didn't go into room number 4 at all. Right. She says that, but then when she's asked during the interrogation where she's videotaped, she says that she thinks Madeline was choked because there wasn't a mess in room number 4. Well, ma'am, how do you know there wasn't any kind of mess in room number 4 if you didn't go up there? So that was another contradiction. Queen Olive said, allegedly speculating, did law enforcement take Maddie's phone and download it? Why does Jen have it at this point? Shouldn't law enforcement have it? She has it at this point. I think law enforcement takes it afterwards. Hello, fragile like a bomb. I think it's after.
Isn't this the first time? I'm sorry.
You're good. Go ahead, love.
Isn't this like the first time the cops even show up to the condo?
Yeah, I think this is the first time they come to the condo, but after they talk to her at the insurance office that her mom owns or works at.
This is what I didn't know. Like, if this happened before that or after that, I can't talk. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 12 hours after they made the shoot went missing, and she never called 911. It was her sister and maybe her mother that called. I know her sister called several times.
Yes, because they were looking for other kids and it took them a couple hours to get out. She did not call 911. You're absolutely right. Thomas said, hello, that's why the cop asked, did Maddie come home surely they would be out looking for her. Oh yeah, that's a good point. The cop's asking, did she come home because they're both home and they're not out looking for her. I mean, yeah, definitely possible. It's 2 time at the condo. I don't know what you're referencing, Carrie B. Okay. They redacted that part.
Okay, no other family in the area except for
Grandma.
The existing family already up at the office and
the only other.
I was trying to pick up on what Stefan Stern said. I think he said she got what Stefan said. I couldn't pick up on what he was saying most of the time. I'm going to take it back to 654 so we can see what Stefan said.
The existing family already
the existing family already met up at the office and met with the cops. And she's like interrupting him and talking over him because she's like, referencing other family members. So again, it's telling me the reason I keep pointing her out doing that is because it seems to me like she's the one in charge. She's the one controlling the narrative because when he speaks, she speaks over him. He's behind her right now. Instead of in front of her, which again could be because he's nervous because he just committed a homicide. But it tells me that she has a lot more control and she's a lot more conniving and manipulative than she likes to lead on. I really don't think that she's this over-medicated woman to the point that she's walking into walls damn near. I can't. Excuse me for cussing. If you don't mind, please hit the thumbs up so we get out into the algorithm. And thank you.
Grandma.
The existing family already up at the office and with the cops.
The only other closest family member is my sister. She lives in the next neighborhood over. If you were to exit the back gate.
Next door, right over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
hey, Bella, can you pause real quick?
To your left, communication.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, because I just, 2 things. Number 1, right? The doorbell rings. She doesn't know who it is. If it's your daughter that's missing, wouldn't you go run in to throw that door open because you're thinking it might be my child?
Good point. Good point.
I'm just thinking, yep. I mean, but of course, she could have been in the bathroom and it was just the same time. You know what I mean? But like, she wasn't even the one to open the door because I would have been the first one opening the door. I would have been, I mean, if you were home already from looking, I don't know. And then she just said that her sister lives in the next condo over, like not in the same complex, the next complex over. So she's close, but not exactly next door. So if she actually needed help with Maddie because she's working so much, like 5 hours a week, why did this goblin over here, the tall goblin, right? Isn't that why did this troll have to come from 3 hours away to help Maddie brush her teeth and put on her pajamas at night?
Right. And it's referenced in one of the documents that she called Stefan because she says she didn't want Maddie to stay at her mom's because she could never see her. And then we find out in this that the sister lives like literally one little
next door
apartment. Yeah. So why isn't she right? I'm with you. Why isn't she coming over to help?
Not literally next door because like, oh, I just want to spend time with her, but you never spend time with her. So what is this story? You know, like, yeah, if it doesn't make sense, it's because it's false. It's a lie. Right. And then was it the roommate that opened the door? And then he goes, are you the mom? And she's like, no. And then she's like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? It's not like, oh my God, what did you find? Did you find Maddie? She doesn't come running. She's not anxious. She's not anxious to see Maddie. She's just like, okay, script, go. And then she starts on. Like someone here mentioned bullet points, exactly bullet points, because it's that story that never ever changes. Like,
yeah, she didn't.
She goes up beat by beat.
Yep. She wasn't concerned. She wasn't running to the door like any of us would be. Did you find her? Have you seen her? Have you heard anything? Because she already knew the outcome, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. You know, if someone doesn't look for something, it's because they don't want it found.
Yep.
And by something, I mean like obviously a person too. You know what I mean? Like you lose something, you try to find it. You don't try to find it, it's because you don't care. you know.
Exactly.
And just one last thing that I was gonna say. Oh
Yeah,
crap!
go ahead.
And I missed your live yesterday, but I saw the video that you posted after. Like this one, I saw it last night. Then I watched Plunders, and I watched Strategic Guys, and I was like, "Woohoo! Everybody's talking about allegedly speculating," and
I know.
so proud for you. And oh crap! What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something about her. I don't remember. I lost it. It'll come back to me. I'll
Okay.
stop.
Okay, you're good. Hey Solo, I saw That's What She Said came in. Thank you all for coming in. I appreciate y'all being here. I agree, Boomer. It does.
Okay.
But yeah, she was in the office helping me with the police, and she was the one who actually went through her phone and her messages and was trying to see if there was anything weird.
Yeah.
We didn't see anything too weird.
Nothing weird. You guys haven't had any recent arguments?
We didn't see anything too weird. What is your definition of weird? Like, I need to know that to understand what you think is kind of weird, but not too weird, because that's what I pick up from the conversation from what you're saying right now. We didn't see anything that was too weird. There was something a little weird, but not too weird. What's a little weird? I need to know. Inquiring minds need to know.
Recently, no. Apparently, on February 2nd, she sent a few messages to her friends stating that she would run away.
Mm-hmm.
But it must have been after. In the messages, we must have been arguing, or I must have said something that upset her because she was very upset in her mess.
See, in this part where we talk about her running away to the woods, she gets really nervous. She's talking really fast. And then we find out that it's like, per this conversation, it's not even what she portrayed it to be in the beginning. Now, the whole running away when she's 13 because of World War III came from Bestie later in the interviews, but it's not the way she portrays it here. And a lot of people have asked, is that something she made up? I don't think Bestie would have reiterated that later down the road, but at this point, Bestie doesn't talk about it, or her family doesn't, which is kind of it's got me kind of curious. Occasionally, Classy says she was 13 when she was going to live in the woods. Red flag was part of the script. They were getting ready to set the narrative. He left her by the woods. Right. That's where I'm at with it. But then Bestie says it. I don't think Bestie would lie, but it is very curious. Nestum said, why didn't she act like she had some sense and invite the officers in? A lot of people have asked that. Once you invite the officers in, they do have a right to search your house, but later in the video, they go in to search the house anyway. So it is weird. A lot of people have referenced substances. They think that there was substance trading going on between the two and payment and all of that. I'm not even going to go down that avenue right now, but if there was substances out in the house, maybe that's why. Maybe she had a minute to put it up. I'm not sure. It is weird though. Hi Tish, good to see you. Hey Malibu Surf, real quick. Malibu Surf says, saw this, of course. Great job, AS. Her sister seemed to know more about Maddie than this nitwit. No doubt. I'm seriously wondering, real quick from Toxic, I'm seriously wondering if she was the one to tell Stearns what to do all the time. I still think Stearns killed her, but Jen found out. I think that Jen's a lot more in control than we give her credit for. I think she's a lot more manipulative as well.
In her texting friend. But
do you guys still have those or no?
Yeah.
She picked up on right there. Stearns says on her phone. She walks to her room to get the phone, which I found weird in the beginning because Maddie's bed. Okay, I want to make sure you can see my mouse. So Maddie's bed is like over here on the other side of this couch. This couch is what we see in the partition. So it's like down here. And she goes to her room. And a lot of people have said, yeah, but you would have her phone in your room. And then I have to give Jen credit because if it was in Maddie's room, then that means she knew nobody was going to call Maddie's phone because, again, she already knew the outcome. So if it is in her room, it does lend credit to the fact that maybe she didn't know that Maddie was deceased already. I try to be fair across the board. That's one thing I can point out with that, but I'm not sure. You know, that's the only thing I can point at to say maybe she possibly did not know. Deception Detective, if he's here, I would like to say hello. I think he's going to break down the video. I did not see your comment. Chat's rolling so fast. But if you're here, hi, and thank you for being here. And I look forward to seeing your breakdown of this video when you do it. Deception Detective. Waging a living. Thank you for your comment. I will keep that in mind. And thank you for being here.
And that's her phone?
This is her phone.
Oh.
Please, Sandra.
It's wet.
So that goes to what Carrie's been saying. This is her phone, and she says, I don't know why it's wet. That's the first time I picked up on that. Thank you, Plunder, for putting the transcript down here. I wonder why it would be wet. Why is her phone wet? Are we trying to destroy evidence? What's going on? Why is it wet?
Do you remember who
Starts with an S.
No, I'm just trying to see. It's
Okay, she does reference a friend there whose name starts with an S, and it's not Bestie's name because I redacted that. So again, I would think they're referencing the running away to the woods comment. She said it to one of her other friends whose name starts with an S. You know, real quick, Scratch That Paint says she knew about the CSAM, but not the death. That is interesting to me, right? Because that's where I was at with it for so long. Like, she had to know about the CSAM because of her reaction. The Woody Allen comment, the CSAM is evil, but not evil, but killing her would have been, right? But then we hear the interview with Stern's dad in July, where the police say that Stefan worked independently. He's trying to fish and figure out if Jen is involved, and he talks about them running a criminal enterprise and all that. And then he says that Stefan worked independently, which means Jen didn't know about the CSAM. Okay, that's what they're saying in that interview. Now, a lot of people have said they could be just saying that to kind of get him to shut up or whatever. But then I question, why wouldn't you just say it's an ongoing investigation and we can't discuss that, instead of saying we've been through thousands of hours of her phone line by line and we can say that Stefan worked independently. Okay, if we're saying that about the CSAM, that means that more than likely she's not going to be charged with the CSAM. So that means she's definitely not going to be charged with the homicide. If I could, just my speculations, right? Because it seems more easy to prove that she knew about the CSAM than the death. And if we're not charging her with the CSAM, then they're definitely not going to charge her with the death. About the other comments that are going on in chat, Strategic Eyes shouted me out, and he seems like a very nice person. I have not watched a lot of his content, but I do want to respect all content creators, regardless of our feelings of them. And I am going to be playing his video, and I am going to be thanking him for shouting me out. I did get a lot of people over from him, and I am going to be dropping his links in chat. So I'm sorry you feel that way, but I'm going to judge him on my opinions of him and what I pick up from him. You know what I mean? So not to be disrespectful to anybody. I just don't want to be disrespectful to anybody. And thank you for that. Real quick, Rose Perry said she's certainly pushing the running away theory, planting the seed in law enforcement's minds. Very clever, Jen, shaking my head. Right? I agree. I hope so too, Solo.
Yeah, this is okay. This is her.
Sorry, y'all. Hold on.
See, I don't recall getting in a fight and saying this to her, but sure, we'll say that. I know.
Okay.
Cozy, thank you for coming up, love. I saw that you'll be in chat. It's hard for me to check back chat sometimes. So, thank you for coming up, love. And I hope to still see you in chat. Wolf, thank you for being here. That was so sweet of you. Tori said Strategic is a sex crimes detective. He is great. Very informative. Yeah, I've heard that. Like I said, I haven't watched him much, but that's what I've heard. And it's good to have someone out here providing a perspective from working with law enforcement as a law enforcement officer on a sex crimes unit. That's a very informative person that you want to be listening to, especially cases like this. Beach Bum says child endangerment. I hope they do charge her with that after trial. I think they want her to testify. I hope she gets something after trial, but I don't know. Hey, Gray Moon. I'm here from Strategic Eyes. He's very passionate and professional about all crimes against victims of sex abuse, especially towards minors. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Just in case, I love your name. What was Maddie into politics? Why all the time? No, not C-SPAN. It's C-SAM. Basically, child pictures of child abuse. Sexual performance by a minor, pictures of that, videos of that, all of that. That's what C-SAM. The acronym for it is C-SAM. C-S-A-M. It's child pornography, basically. I just would rather say it as C-SAM because it doesn't sound quite as bad, even though it is really bad.
I mean, I taught her.
It's okay if I swear.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would love to know what her text messages say, if anybody can pull them. Hey, Grish, I need to get with you. I wanted to send this to you to see if you could pull those messages. I think I emailed you. Grish said it's called Speculating. We'll have to remember that. Maybe we can call it Speculating. That's going to reference Nickelodeon and all the horrible things they did. It's good to see you, Grish. I hope you're doing good. Grish is also another great channel. I will see if I can access the live and drop his link. He does a great breakdown of some of these videos too.
Where did she say that she wanted to run away? Did I just miss it?
Simply that she can't wait till she's 13 and she's out of here.
Actually, I'm not sure where. I thought it was part of that conversation. Never mind.
Or is it in a different conversation?
Stern said different conversations, larger than a different conversation. Her cousins that found something? Whoa. Would believe me. Said his location collection was a red flag. Yeah. So they're going to have trouble finding sorry, y'all, I'm trying to enter this lab. I have to do it a backwards kind of way. But it sorry, y'all, I'm trying to enter this lab. Oh my gosh. That's weird to me. They're going to have trouble finding the text message talking about her running away to the woods, which again has made a lot of people question whether it even happened. What is Stearns talking about here? Different conversation, larger than a different conversation. Her cousins that found something. What does that mean? I'm about to drop Grish's link in chat. Make sure you go subscribe to him.
Her cousins found something.
Do you guys remember what she said? Did she say she wanted to
The gist
run
of
away?
it was she was mad at her mom and she got late, turned 13 and like she was literally
Run away to the woods. That's what she said.
What we could try and do.
That was the gist of it.
Search. If you remember what she said.
Grish is the link I just dropped, and Plunder is at the top. If you haven't subscribed to her, please do so. This is her video where she provided transcripts for the video I put out, which I find interesting. She picked up on a lot. She did a really good job with this. Hey, We Gob Shite. I remember your name. I've seen you. I'm probably saying it wrong. Hio told me how to say it. I love your name. Donna said when Chris Stearns spoke to Stephen Stearns in jail, didn't he say, did you discuss with the police or lawyer about Jen Soto's involvement? Did Stephen Stearns tell him she was involved? Yes, he did say that. And I think he is trying to talk to his attorney about it, but they want to nail him to the wall. They want to give him the death penalty. So I don't know if they really even care anything about what he has to say because they have enough evidence, which again irritates me about Jen Soto being needed as a witness to testify because again, they have enough evidence. I mean, my God, I think it's like 2 terabytes of evidence. Hey, Lisa Lee, and hey, Sarah. Sarah said, welcome, beautiful people, both new and returning. Please smash the like button. Get this incredible channel out into the algorithm. Sending all the love and good vibes. Thank you, Sarah. That was so sweet. Isn't it a great name? I love it. Grish said, these people are putting their script to work. Yes, they are. They certainly are.
And you could try and type that in and it'll. So she said, run away to the woods.
No. Let's see. He's talking about growing up and living in the woods. But that's not it. Okay, let's try running away.
Yeah.
Is that what the reference was? Because she said that they were going to go to the woods, and then she asked her how she was going to live, and she was like, I don't know, I'll get wood and build a house. Was it when they grow up? Patty Ward, Petty Mason came in, and I called him Patty instead of Petty, and I said, there is a Patty that comes in, and there you are. I spoke you up. Patty said, knowing what he did, watching him hover over her is disgusting. Yeah, let's point that out for a minute, how he's hovering over her, watching everything she does, like a big creepy goblin. It's really weird. Why is he hovering over her like that? Real quick, would-be Levy Me said, is there a common law marriage statute in Florida? If so, she may be exempt from testifying against Stephen Stearns. Just a thought. That's a good question. I don't know if they would be common law married for being together for 7 years. I don't know if that's a statute there. We'll look it up in just a minute. We'll look it up after we watch this and it goes to the blank screen for a minute. We'll look it up then. Let me write it down. I'll pull it on Google and we'll find out.
Nothing.
What about just run? Run away.
No. Let me try this one word. No. Let me ask my sister who actually went through her phone.
Okay. Do you have a recent picture of it?
Yeah, I can give you a few. You can give it too if you like.
No, I just wanted to see it. Just want to know who I'm looking for. I know Orange County, they already have pictures.
So again, just standing there hovering over her like that, like a big creepy goblin. Google says that no, Florida does not recognize common law marriages that were not established after January 1st, 1968. However, Florida does recognize common law marriages that were established before that date. So the common law marriage is when a couple lives together and presents themselves as married, but without a marriage license or ceremony. Florida stopped recognizing new common law marriages in 1968. Florida does not recognize common law marriages that were established in other states before 1968. Florida also recognizes common law marriages from federally recognized tribes and other states that still allow common law marriage. They would be a domestic partnership, which is a domestic partnership can provide legal recognition and security without marriage. But I think they would have to go get a document done. Like, I think you would have to do some kind of document to state that you were basically a domestic partnership. And I think that was before we had same-sex marriage. I think that was before we recognized that people are allowed to love whoever they love regardless. You know what I mean? So I would probably think that's more to do with that. Smokey Joe, thank you so much for being here. That was so sweet of you to gift a membership. If you were gifted a membership from Smokey Joe, please tell them thank you. I'll jump on the train, come pick y'all up. Hold on just a minute. We are on the way to arrest Jen Soto. Y'all better run and jump. You got to like run and jump to catch this train. I can't slow it down. We're in hot pursuit. Thank you, Smokey Joe. Oh, Cozy, right. They did break up over a year prior. So, I mean, even if they were common law married, her testifying to that or basically stating that under oath in her interrogations would basically make that null and void. 262 people in chat. Oh my goodness. You're making me nervous, Anders. Please hit the thumbs up. Hio got a bunch of new subs too. Is she in here? My Hio, my love. I'm going to drop her channel. Please go check her out. She's got a lot of Sarah Boone stuff and a lot of other really interesting stuff. Make sure you check her out. I'll drop her link. Tish said Stearns is like none shall pass. He is. He's standing in that door like, nope, you ain't getting in here. Just hovering over everything. It's because he's scared she's going to pull up something on that phone that he don't want the police to see. He's worried he didn't delete something or something like that, in my opinion. He's worried about what's on that phone. And if you're worried about what's on that phone, that tells me that there's something on the phone. Are you messaging Madeline? If so, how did you get rid of those messages? I mean, I need to know how you deleted the messages to the point to where law enforcement couldn't even pull them up. Or did law enforcement pull them up? And we're going to find out more about that in trial. I have so many questions. I'm about to drop Hio's link in chat. Make sure you check her out. She's doing a really good job over there.
We made these posters if you want. This is bigger than
Okay. Would you be able to text that to my phone? Which one is the best recent picture?
the most recent was this one.
Okay. You wanna?
I can
They're very much current.
Okay.
Oh, sorry about the echo.
So
Okay, so they pull up a recent picture because they've made missing posters, right? But they don't include the picture from the birthday party, the one in the blue dress that we've all seen. It's all the other ones, and they are close up of her face. Like, I can give them credit for that, but she looks a little different. Like, she looks younger in those photos than as opposed to what she looks like when she's at her birthday party. Grish said, Stern's hat is so old and beat up, it's growing a bill in the front, almost like a Sherlock hat. No doubt. That thing is dusty and crusty. Oh my goodness. Pamela, good to see you. Lee, I have so many questions too, love. Pamela said they may have Maddie's deleted text with Stephen Stearns, but not showing their hand yet. I'm hoping that's the case. But again, I mean, it seems there's going to be no charges. Look at him standing there. Like, the way the light is, like, all you can see is nose sticking out. He's just creepy and scary. Arms crossed, closed off. Soothing himself, like, you know, his arms are crossed in a position to be closed off, trying to guard himself, and just standing there like a big creepy monster in the shadows. I mean, he really is the personification of evil in that right there, to me. Hey, Shannon. Oh, it's redacted. Hold on just a minute. Yes, Veronica. What did he say? It's cold? He whispers, it got cold out here. It is cold out there. Why aren't you looking for Maddie? Why aren't you looking for Maddie? Hey, Natasha. Tall Bike account. Good to see you. There is somebody referenced as Tall Goblin in this, and I don't know who it is. I would assume it is Stefan, but I don't know. It's somebody else, some gaming account, evidently. Lee said, I think eventually Maddie thought she was in some kind of relationship with Stephen Stearns due to grooming, etc. I think so too. And I think she wanted it to stop that night. And I think something happened because of that.
Okay.
Right, Carrie?
Yes. I'm currently with Kissimmee PD. They came to the house real quick. And they're asking me about the text message where she said she wanted to run away to the woods. Do you remember who she texted that to and like what day, so I can show them that? Well, see, when I went to what I thought Tall Goblin, February 2nd.
What I thought Tall Goblin, February 2nd. And now listen, she's going to run through this so quick. Because she's nervous. She's talking fast, in my opinion, because she doesn't want the police to pick up on what she's saying. She's trying to run through it real quick because she don't want the police to hear what she's about to say, in my opinion.
Second, where she said, what did she say? Where she talked about like me acting up and that she don't want to live with me, or that I said something about kicking out before she turned 18. Or
right there. Did y'all hear how fast she went through that? She says she's talking about me acting up and that she don't want to live with me, or I said something about kicking her out before she turned 18 and then changes it to when she turned 18. Ma'am, where are you kicking your child out to before she turns 18? What do you mean kicking her out before she turns 18? That's not even legal. Now, I'll be the first to tell you I left my mother's house when I turned 17, but that was my own choice. We made an agreement. You're not supposed to do that. You can't say that. Why are you, and again, why are you telling a 12 or 13-year-old that? Why are you adding that stress to them? Like, now they're stressed out that you're going to get mad and kick them out and you can't even support yourself. Why? Why would you do that? Why are you telling her that? Even if you're mad, why are you saying shit like that? Shannon Moore, excuse my language, I apologize. This case gets me fired up. Shannon said, yes, it's like she wanted her sister to mention it so she didn't have to say it in front of the cops. Right. Exactly. Could she be any cooler? Zero worries for Maddie at all, said Veronica, right? Michelle said, Veronica, I'm with you. GRISCH is so amazing and I'm dying for part 3. Me too. I want part 3 as well. Hello, JJ. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Kicking her out to live in the woods, a threat in my opinion. Yeah, and I mean, but why would, I don't know, it's just, I don't like that you're saying that to a girl that was probably 12 when you said it. Like, why are you saying that to a 12-year-old? Genevieve, good to see you. All of the Miralax vitamin supplements and herbal supplements in the evidence photos made me cringe. Forced expulsion. Oh, God. Oh, God. Lastly, Sue Joy said, should have put some kind of charges, even something small at first. Ask question later. Might have had her flipping. Charges can always be amended or lessened if necessary. I reference Harmony Montgomery. Her stepmother was charged and testified in court while she was in prison. Why, if that's what you need, and I mean, in that case, they didn't even have Harmony's body. I don't even know if they still do. So they definitely needed her to testify in court, and she still caught charges and testified while she was still in prison. And that was part of how she got out. Why are we not doing that for Jen? Can someone please tell me?
when she turned 18, it doesn't say it. It doesn't talk about her running away into the woods.
Say what?
When did she say that? Did she ever say that?
When did she say that? Did she ever say that? I mean, if you're referencing it, you must have thought so. Again, he's hovering over, staring at her text messages. Liddy said, what about Tyler? I think, I don't know, man. I've heard a lot about Tyler. I think he wanted to be part of her life. I think there was a lot of tension. I think he had issues of his own. But they were talking about her going to live there with him in Texas. I don't think they would have let that happen because they would have been scared she would have spoke about what was going on in that house. Hi, Black Knight. Black Knight says, this right here infuriates me. She asked, did she ever say that? Yeah, like, why are you even bringing it? I didn't even catch that the first time. Did she ever say that? Why are you referencing it? Again, it makes me think that you're coming up with the living in the woods shit just to have just to like basically send the police on a wild goose chase.
No. And Largo, Florida Tech from this one.
Again, this is from Plunder. She broke my video down and put the transcripts in. She is pinned at the comment section at the top. If you haven't given her a like and subscribe, please do so. She gets a lot of really great information. GRISCH says, I think Tyler would have been a better option for Maddie, but my gut tells me that Tyler's wife wouldn't be that welcoming. I agree with that. I agree with that. Hio said, editing like GRISCH does is hard, and now they took CapCut from me. I cried yesterday. Oh, yes, that is hard. I would love to be able to edit like GRISCH does. He does some amazing work.
That'd be 002 8 Alpha Yankee. Florida tag. It'll be a white minivan.
Oh, okay. 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 Okay.
Why can't we have the phone on speakerphone so that the police can hear what we're saying? Why is he standing again over her like that, like a big creepy tall goblin, and they're not even in a relationship?
No.
No,
that was it.
I apologize to you for vaping.
Okay. So what she had said was to Sage.
I just needed to check. You're vaping. It's not an actual cigarette, so you're just blowing water vapors in the air. I mean, again, that's just telling me how nervous he is. That cop doesn't care if you vape outside in front of your house. You're so nervous that you're questioning that, saying I just needed to check and verify. Okay.
Actually, this is Sage's dad that reiterated this to us. Was that once she had said she wanted, wouldn't it be fun to go camping in the woods and do a bonfire? So that's what she mentioned about being in the woods. Not that she wanted to run away in the woods. Yeah, that's not running away.
And then with her text, pull up her text again. Have you guys checked her recently deleted text?
I don't know how to do that.
So
Teach me, please.
go back.
So why not hand the police the phone right then? I don't know how to do that. Teach me, please. Now let's watch Stefan and how he reacts to this.
Believe edit. Show recently deleted. So 6 days, and 10. And you could just click on whatever and you can click recover and look through whatever they are. 6 days ago. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, if I do that, is it
Tall goblins? He's looking over the phone, getting all up in it when they're talking about deleted text messages. Like looking at the phone, trying to help while this officer's trying to tell her how to retrieve the deleted text messages. Again, why not hand the phone to the officer and say, I haven't done that. Here, show me how to do it. Even if you wanted to learn how to do it. Where did that comment go? Somebody said, sorry for vaping, but not being a pedophile, basically. And I couldn't agree more with that statement. Against all logic, thank you for being here. Against all logic says Stephen Stearns is nervous as hell. He sure is. KJ said law enforcement may want to charge Jen Soto and Stephen after the second trial in order to get max child neglect under Florida statutes plus other charges. I mean, again, I see that and can understand that, but why not say the investigation's ongoing instead of telling Chris Stearns' father that we've been through literally thousands of hours of her phone line by line, and we can say Stephen worked independently. I'm really irritated about that. It tells me that she's not going to get charged. I'm real upset about it. You'll probably hear me talk about it a lot because I'm real upset, like real bad upset about it.
Is it going to get lost in the mix with her other messages, or is it going to show me individual? Like,
I'm not sure. I
probably just shuffle it back into the list of messages.
Let's try this one because we don't know who this person is.
Okay.
Yeah, try that. Click recover.
Cover message.
See, now let's try this one because we don't know who this person is. He's moving, getting as close as he possibly can to look at the phone. Why are you so nervous? Why do you need to be hovering over the phone like that? What is it that you're so worried about being seen? Veronica said, even the potato told law enforcement when Stephen Stearns hadn't come back from his drive in Jen's car, she was furious because they were going to pick them up. And she says, where were you? Why do you want to look suspicious? Yep, that was at the hotel because he was gone. Yep.
Go back. Done. And then
he is all up in it. All up in the sauce.
That's it 6 days ago. It's not there. That was 6 days ago.
Says that was 6 days ago. It's not there. So did they pull up? My question with this part is, did they pull up something that shows that a message was deleted, but even when they pulled it up, they couldn't see what the message said? Like, was it something showing there was a message here and it had been deleted, but you can't even see what the message says now? Did they figure out how to do something like that? And then Stern says, and I'm wondering if he's got some kind of computer thing or knows a way to like delete text messages to the point of where even if you pull up deleted text messages like what they're doing now, it still wouldn't show what the message said. That's just, a thought process I'm having with that. I'm going to back it up so we can hear that over again one more time.
That's it 6 days ago. It's not there. That was 6 days ago. What day of the week?
And see, right after that, he backed up a little bit like he was relieved that it didn't show up, and now he's standing and looking closely again. That's weird to me. Jill said Stinky is paying attention because remember, he reset his phone just before the police came. Yeah, he reset his. This is Maddie's. I don't know. Maddie's obviously it's not been reset because they're pulling up text messages. Stearns said, is that a good day? Jen said, this one, that's more than. What is a good day? As opposed to a bad day. What is a good day and what is a bad day? I need to know your definition of both.
Sure. That's more.
There. No, you got 2 days still. Intriguing. GRISCH said they got a warrant on Madeline Soto and Jen Soto's phones later on. Also, Jen may have been wearing an Apple Watch. Yes. Jen was wearing an Apple Watch from what I understand. I wonder if we can see it on her wrist in this video.
Okay. So weird.
They're so weird. Is it weird because you can't pull up the messages? And is that Stephen Stearns doing? Diamond Girl, thank you for being here. Jen Soto's sister had access to the phone since Madeline Soto went missing. Jen Soto also said she watches Madeline Soto's like a hawk, but don't know the person on the phone. Good point. She's got a lot of group messages from gaming they talk about. How does she got all that, but you didn't notice?
Go ahead.
I think this was the number. I'm not too sure.
I think it was too.
But it was just-
I think it looked like it, but it said that there was only one
They saw
message.
that there was a 7 in it, so.
No.
So-
So I don't know.
Who's the other one? Tall Goblin? This one? Or
Yeah.
was it the one with the S?
15 a check.
Door.
I will.
So that's Tall Goblins with the S.
Tall Goblins with the S would mean there's somebody in there under the name Tall Goblin and then Tall Goblins with an S, which is weird. Hey, Sleepless in South Africa. Good to see you, love.
So one was
Is that a group chat? This seems like a group chat, yeah.
Yeah.
She has a lot of group chats, I think.
She has a lot of group chats, I think, with gaming. And talking about group chats, let's talk about how Bestie had 2 pictures of Stephen Stearns in her group chat message. And then the day that Stephen Stearns is arrested, they somehow disappeared from the group chat. And we learned that in her interview with police, where it starts off by, I think it's Bestie, interview with Bestie number 2 on my page. She talks about how there was pictures of Stephen Stearns in the group text, But then after he got arrested and it was put on the news, those pictures mysteriously disappeared from a group chat. And we know that Jen Soto was accessing Madeline's stuff because the police came and asked her, is she accessing Madeline's Google Drive and things like that? And Jen says, yeah. And they tell her to please not do that because then they think that it's Madeline accessing it. And it's not, it's Jen. So why does she need to access her stuff, her roadblocks and all that, after the police have already taken the phone? Like, what do you think that you're going to find that they don't already know? Or are you trying to hide something that you think you can hide without them knowing? Brenda said, Apple Watch, iPhone, 2022 car, computers, every name brand product in the house. Where's all that money coming in? Shop at Dollar Tree. I shop at Dollar Tree. I don't know where all that money's coming from. I've had a lot of questions about that. Veronica said the aftermath was all her, in my opinion. Lying since second one. Yep. I apologize. That was Rosemarie that was asking where the money was coming from. And it's good to see you, Rosemarie.
So when 6 days ago, I don't know if it would just say 6 days ago. 6 days ago, what was it?
Just goofy shit.
The 21st.
Yeah.
Oh, 19. 19. 20. Wednesday. So we'll look between Wednesday and the 20th.
I want to know what's on the phone. I know somebody's going to pull it. I'm waiting for another creator to like zoom in on the phone. I want to know what it says. I'm being nosy.
Wednesday.
Me too, Teresa. Sue Joy says, sorry, but the wet phone is bugging me to no end. It seems to be bugging a lot of us. How did the phone get wet? Why is the phone wet? Are we trying to destroy evidence? What's going on there?
No, it's 20th. I don't see anything in there. Yeah. No.
We picked up on that. We had to listen to it twice, and she got it. She had, and she made had all capital letters, mostly stuff for gaming and stuff, and Jen laughs. How are you laughing at this point? Like, why are you nonchalantly laughing like that? That's weird.
Nope.
That's all she is a
Hey, Ella Ella Blue, sorry.
I know the other officer already came here and looked inside, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys mind if I go back in and walk through with you guys?
Go for it. Okay.
You guys want to show me the way?
She cut that out. I just uploaded the video. I even forgot to take the CapCut thing off the end. They spent about 15 minutes inside. And now they're coming back out and they're going to look at the cars. Now, this is where we get to see Stephen Stern's reference to Donut and him saying, don't worry about that. Like, let me point it out and draw attention to it while simultaneously telling you not to worry about it. Okay. Oh, real quick, I will drop my link again if anybody would like to come up on panel and talk about this. Hey, Miss King of anything. Maybe. I'm going to play this. I'll drop my link if anybody wants to come up on chat and tell me anything. Or talk about it.
So that white you sent central there, that is Jennifer's.
Okay.
So that's the white Nissan that he's going to take out after the cops leave and drive all the way down to Northport and back. And I think it's the next day that they asked them to go find a hotel. Miss King of Anything said, hello all. I saw Plunder credit you in this video. You were doing a great job because I'm not done with this case. Well, thank you, Miss King of Anything. Yes, this is Plunder. She redid the video and put transcripts in for us, and I greatly appreciate her for that. She is linked in the pinned comment on the chat box and in the description box as well. Right, Dusty? Oh, thank you. It's Sleepless in South Africa. That's really sweet.
Corolla is Angelica's.
This one?
Yeah.
So that's the roommate's car. Right there, Finn's car, and right here is that donut. The infamous donut that I think God, or there was some kind of divine intervention that made his tire go flat when he was placed in her body, so he'd end up getting caught. Because that's how he got caught. They saw him changing the tire right where her body was dropped, as Jen so eloquently puts it. Carrie B said, I love each creator's unique style. Oh, and perspective. I watched them all. Little obsessed with this case. Laugh out loud. Thank you, Carrie B.
Okay.
And the silver Lincoln is mine. Well, it's actually my parents, but I'm driving their car right now. It's in better condition.
This is the one that she said she doesn't like to ride in?
Yeah, this is the one she was embarrassed to get dropped off in. So
okay.
I was that age. I understood.
I got you.
Forgive the donut there. I got a flat tire earlier this afternoon.
That's right. We might want to put some and cover the fireman there. Someone will steal that, man.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I stuck it there when I was changing the tire.
I got you, yes. Hey,
thank you for pointing that out.
A lot of people, they look in cars. If they see that, they'll smash that back window.
I have my concealed carry. So
yeah, good for you. Are these all the cars?
I believe there's this one car.
This one? Is that all of them?
Yeah.
Just those 4? Okay. Well, I'm gonna go head over to Sister. What is her name?
Stephanie.
Stephanie. All right, I'm gonna go over there. What is?
Sleepless in South Africa said, I'm just so obsessed. This case is like something I can't let go. Jen needs to get arrested. It was her only child. Jeez, right? Lee Daisy said that flat tire was some kind of divine intervention. Who knows if they would have found her body otherwise? Right. I'm with you on that. Good morning, Heather.
What's a good phone number for you?
And they write down the phone number.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go head over there, okay? All right. Yep. Come on.
First John 5. Everyone who believes with a deep, abiding trust in the fact that Jesus is the Christ, the Messiah, the Anointed, is born of God, that is, reborn from above, spiritually transformed, renewed, and set apart for His purpose. And everyone who loves the Father also loves the child born of Him.
Oh, hold on. It's going to replay it. I really appreciate Plunder for giving us the transcripts in that video. And again, she is the linked comment up above. I did just drop Strategic Eyes link in chat. I'm going to pin him. So again, real quick, if you haven't subbed up to Plunder, please do so. That was where she broke down the video that we had. And now we're going to see Strategic Eye's reaction to this video. I haven't watched this yet, so I don't, like I said, I haven't watched a lot of his stuff yet. He is new on my creator list, so this will be my first time watching this with you guys together. And yeah, we'll see how it goes, what he has to say about it, what his thoughts are. Now, I've just dropped him in chat twice, and I have pinned his link at the top. So now the link pinned at the top is going to be him. So if you guys would please give him a like and subscribe. His link is pinned at the top. Sorry, I'm sidetracked a little bit. So I don't want to play his intro music because I don't want to get in trouble for that. Let's see. He is a detective. He was law enforcement. He worked in the sex crimes unit, I think. Here, I'll just play the intro because I don't want to miss where he mentions me. It makes me feel special when he does things like that, when people shout out the creators where they find the information. So we will start at the beginning if my computer will load. Okay.
Stephen Stearns believed she was pregnant, and therefore he probably...
Hopefully I didn't take it back too far. I wanted to start at the beginning. I'm going to put it on 1.25. Oh, wait a minute.
Day job. You guys know, if you're new to this channel, I'm an active duty sex crimes detective for a very prestigious agency. I dare say so. I'm very proud of the agency I work for. We do good work and we serve our community with distinction. And I've noticed since I've started basically covering the Madeline Soto case that I'm starting to see her in a lot of my victims. And that's very sad, man. But it seems like, I don't know if it's because I'm more aware of what happened with Madeline.
Y'all let me know if that's too fast for you. Now, again, I haven't watched this, so his thoughts and opinions about this are his, and what you hear me say are mine. Okay. So I want to see what his perspective is, especially taking into consideration he was a detective and he worked with a sex crime unit. So again, he's pinned at the top. Please give him a like and subscribe. Jill says, so Jen didn't take her meds on time the next days. Now she is still awake, and that night they go to the hotel. Wednesday, she seemed kind of normal. So BS, she talked the Sunday. Yeah. She, about the whole meds thing, you can miss a dose or two and still be okay. I've been on bipolar meds. Now you might feel a little wonky after about 3 or 4 days, but you missed one day and you felt wonky. Like, that's weird to me.
A lot of new cases with these teenagers, especially. I'm always like drawing a comparison to the Madeline Soto case. This case is near and dear to me. And along with the Naziah Harris case, I want to see this case to its completion. Naziah Harris, I've tried to pull stuff on her. I need to try to get that again. I haven't been able to get much. Lori Green said Jen couldn't wait to go to the press conference, but totally changed when she was told about the SA. She didn't want to go then. Kind of tells you everything. That is interesting. You got a good point. I think she's going around to prisons and try to make the inmates interested in Christianity. Oh, yeah, about plunder. Yeah, she does share the Lord with inmates, from what I've been told. It's been another tragic case where a teenage child was abused by a monster, impregnated for sure with Naziah Harris, and it ended because of that pregnancy. And for those of you who are not new to the channel, you know that that's a possibility, I believe, that occurred in the Madeline Soto case, that she may have been pregnant, or Stephen Stearns believed she was pregnant, and therefore he probably killed her. These are just my theories for Madeline Soto. These are facts for Naziah Harris case, but these are...
Okay. Mallory said he is a current detective and still works full-time. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Thank you.
These are my theories for the Madeline Soto case. So we got a lot of content from some very brave, hardworking YouTubers who've put their money on the line and their time on the line to FOIA requests, tons of information that brought us deep insight into this case. People, namely like Plunder, the Docket, GHI, these guys kind of like formed a kind of FOIA group where they're pooling their money and their resources together so they can go ahead and get us more stuff. Also, Grizzly True Crime, she is FOIA'd on her own.
Yeah, all of these people are really great creators. They get together and they FOIA stuff together, and they get information, you know, and they can get it out here. It's really awesome. All of the ones he's mentioning are great. Definitely check them out.
Gotten stuff for us. So we, as part of the true crime community, we've been eating off, to be honest with you. That's like a little Harlem slang. You take it how you want it. We've been eating off these creators. We've been getting the content that they've been bringing to us. Well, guess what? Somebody came out of left field. Somebody came out of left field by the name of Allegedly Speculating. Small YouTube channel covering this case and other cases. She put in a FOIA request and she got a video that nobody else has gotten. So we gave her a few days. We didn't want to cover it too soon. We wanted to make sure that she had time to recoup her costs.
That was so sweet. That was so nice of him. What a nice thing to say. Oh, I appreciate that. Again, he's pinned it the comment section in the chat box at the top. Please give him a like and subscribe.
Because I'm pretty sure she spent quite a bit of money to get this video. But now the time has come for the Strategic Eyes show to react to this video. It's time for a sex crimes detective to look at the mannerisms, the body language, the atmosphere, the words, the sentences, the aura of these people, and for us to see if we could get greater insight into what these folks were doing, what were they saying, and how were they acting in apex of this case. The very beginning, when all that everybody believed that they were working with, besides Stephen Stearns and possibly Jen Soto, was a missing child. And I said besides Stephen Stearns because he knew he killed her, and possibly Jen Soto because we have our suspicions that she might know more than what she's willing to tell.
I think she does too. I'm not going to play his whole intro through and everything. Oh, it looks like he gets started here in just a second. So I don't want to I'm going to play his reaction because I do want to know what he saw that we haven't picked up on. But I definitely advise you to go check him out. He was talking about some things at the end. Like I walked in, I came into the chat at the end and I was like, he took me to church, y'all. He was talking about a case that I had no idea of. You need to go watch it, but basically in a nutshell, a girl was trying to tell that she was being hurt by her adopted father, and the police down in Florida, I'm not going to mention any names, is somebody very popular though, so you should go check it out. Basically said she was lying. She had to write apology letters, y'all. She had to write apology letters to these people and to the police department. And then she actually recorded on the phone this man abusing her, and he was finally put in jail. That girl went and tried to get help, and she got in trouble for falsifying a police report, from what I understand, and made to write apology letters. And this man was doing this to her. Could you imagine? Like, oh my God, that poor child. So anyway, go make sure you check him out. Again, he's pinned at the top of the comment section now, and he's in the description box as well, so you can hear about that case from him.
So make sure that you're a member, make sure that you join, make sure that you take advantage of all the extra content that we give to the members and the Patreon. So that being said, now let me set everything up because we're going to do our reaction to this. It's 28 minutes. You guys already know in true strategic fashion, 28-minute video for this might end up being an hour-and-a-half show. So
I'm excited to see his reaction. He actually said that he gets a little bit more free and open on Patreon, and I like the way he acts in this. I want to join his Patreon just to see him a little more like open and cut loose a little bit more. Very interesting.
Get your popcorn, get your energy drink, and prepare yourself because we're about to get started right now. Let's do it. We know we got a body-worn camera, so the first few seconds or sometimes a minute or two, there's no sound. We're watching the buffer right now, ladies and gentlemen. One more thing, please, while this buffer is playing, please hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button, and big shout out to Allegedly Speculating. She is the one who got this video. Please do go to her channel, watch the video without my commentary so she can get some views, so she can recoup the costs that it took to get this. Let's do it.
Oh, that was so sweet of him. And please go watch his video too, because he's got lots of interesting things that are not talking about this reaction as well in that video that you guys really need to check out. Like, I'm really going to look into that case he was talking about. I couldn't believe it. Thank you, Strategic. That was so
Hello.
sweet of you.
Are you Madeline's mom?
No.
No. Are you Madeline's mom?
Yes.
Did she come home?
What's that?
Did she come home? No. You don't know where she would have gone. No. Did she take anything? Any clothes?
Her birthday money is still here. Toothbrush, everything.
Okay.
Hey, you notice he just jumped in? He's talking to Matt. He doesn't even know who this guy is. He didn't even know who Madeline's mom was. He didn't know that this Ninja Turtle here was Jen Soto. He had no idea. So he's coming on the scene without any information. He's like, are you Madeline's mom? He thought the first lady opened the door was Madeline's mom. No, I'm Madeline's mom. He's talking to Madeline's mom. He doesn't know who this dude is. And immediately Stephen Stern start laying out that alibi, laying out those false facts that will throw the police off. No, everything is here. Of course, those are truths. Her stuff is there, but he's buttressing that, throwing that information out there to try and craft this narrative that she was trafficked and kidnapped so that the police are looking in Monaco, they're looking in New York, they're looking in Honolulu instead of in the brush 50 miles away from here. Let's keep going. Less than 50 miles, by the way.
I agree. It is weird. And I want to pick up on some things that he says. I'm really interested, y'all. It's really, I'm so glad that somebody that is a detective and works in these kind of cases is doing this. I'm so excited to see his reaction to this.
So nothing that she like took with her and went somewhere else. Is there any place that you guys think that she would have went? Any friends' houses?
The only friend I could have thought
I don't know why it keeps doing that.
was, but I think Orange County PD already went to her house and talked to them.
Okay. What's that address? Just so I can make sure they check there. So
There we go.
they're trying to
There we
look
go.
everywhere they
See
can.
that? Once the detective, I mean the officer, this deputy or officer, you know, they got both of them out there in Florida. We don't really got deputies like that up here in the Northeast. You a cop or you not.
So is he still living in like the Bronx or in New York area? I mean, I couldn't imagine being a detective in a place like that. Like, that would be scary. For me, I would be a lot less afraid in the South where there's lots of places to hide in the woods as opposed to like in a big city. I would be more afraid in the big city, way more afraid to go out and do work like this.
In most places, they still have sheriffs, but once this sheriff's deputy starts asking questions, what does Stephen Stearns do? He starts crossing his arms again. He gets in that defensive position. And what is he always doing in all of these interviews? Hovering over Jen Soto, making sure she stays on script, hovering over her. So his hands are crossed now. He's in his defensive position, and he's hovering over her. She could feel that energy. She could feel that presence behind her. Stay on script. Stay on script.
Of course.
So that's what he sees. So yeah, and I see that too. I do think it's more of a like stay on script perspective. Does anyone think it's more of a manipulative narcissism thing? Like, as far as, you know, I'm going to hover over you and watch what you do all of the time. Like, no matter what, I'm guarding you. I'm going to see who you're talking to. I'm going to see who you're texting. I'm going to judge that, guard that. If I think you say something out of line, we're going to have an argument about that later. Do you think it's something like that? Or do you think it's more of the stay on script narrative? I would love to know your opinions. Jenna's Gypsy, thank you for being here. Jenna's Gypsy said, so thankful and grateful to all you content creators who keep Maddie's name out there and continue to. Well, thank you. I hope that she can get justice from everybody involved. Hey, Jeannie. Jeannie came from Strategic. Glad to find your channel and subscribe. Well, thank you for that, Jeannie. I'm glad that he shouted us out. That was so sweet of him. And I'm excited to see what he thinks about this. Gray Moon said Strategic Eyes lives in the state of New York, but not in New York City, although he grew up in Harlem. I couldn't imagine growing up in Harlem. That had to be hard. I've only heard about it. I went to Massachusetts when I was 17, and we drove through New York on the way back, but we didn't really stop anywhere. So I don't know much about New York. I'm a little North Carolina girl down here. Harlem, the Bronx, Brooklyn, all those places seem scary to me. I would be scared to death to even be there. Hey, Ginger Snaps. I like your name. Thank you for coming from Strategic. That was so sweet of him to shout us out. Jeannie said, New York law enforcement doesn't play around. He is amazing and teaches and speaks his mind. So no filter. So happy to be here. I'm so happy you came. And I'm happy that he does that. Again, I'm really interested because of what he does for a living to see his perspective.
First name is.
Let's see if I still have the notes pulled up.
Hey, Sub Rosa.
Did she go to school today?
No.
No. Okay.
She was supposed to. She was dropped off close to school.
Rhonda loves I like your name, says, I think the police suspected Stefan immediately and they weren't sure if Jen was involved because, let's face it, she did not behave like a normal mom would. Right. But it seems, I mean, you know, I've referenced what they told Chris Stearns in July about Stefan working independently. I hope she sees charges. It's good to see you, Sub Rosa. Sub Rosa and anybody else coming in. This is True Crime with Strategic Eyes. He broke down my video, and he is a sex crimes detective in New York. So his perspective is going to be really eye-opening. His link is pinned at the top of the chat box. Please give him a like and subscribe, and he's also in the description box as well.
She wanted to walk the rest of the way because she was embarrassed by his car.
Okay.
Which is normal for her to ask to be.
It's an image.
I'm so sorry, Gray Moon. If you ever need to talk, you can feel free to email me, and thank you. I would be concerned about raising kids in New York City too. And I'm sorry for whatever you went through. Jeannie, thank you so much for the super sticker. That was so sweet of you. Thank you so much for being supportive. I really appreciate that. Thank you. That was so sweet. Thank you.
Right.
But
so that's a lie. Once again, which is normal. It's not normal. It's not normal.
It's not.
Because Stefan Stearns rarely ever dropped her off. Nobody could even think of a time that he dropped her off.
Yep.
Though it may have happened once or twice in the past. So when she says, you know, dropped her off and you know she's ashamed of his car, this is a lie. This is part of the things that I believe. This is my belief that they crafted together.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't believe that Stearns will say, this is what you need to say. And she's like, okay, I'll say it. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
It would only make sense to me if she agreed to it. She cannot be that gullible where she's like, okay, whatever you tell me to say, I'm going to say. No. I just don't believe it. Sorry about that.
Right.
So let's keep going.
I agree 100%. That goes back with the being gullible. Would go back to, is he always this manipulative and meandering and hovering over her like a big bad negative energy, or was he hovering over her for the script, or even both? Both could be true, right? Natasha says you can tell they aren't in an actual relationship, more like business partnership, in my opinion. I agree. Rhonda said, in my opinion, Jen should be charged with child neglect and reckless endangerment of a child. I think so too, and I think a lot more. But if they said she's not involved with the CSAM, which it seems so obvious to all of us that she was, then and they're saying she's not involved in that, I know they're not going to pin the murder on her. Yes, Jen just snaps like a devil on her shoulder. Yep.
I went to the school to pick her up at the end of the day, and she never came outside. I drove away thinking maybe she walked to my mom's office because sometimes she'll do that if I can't pick her up. And my mom's office is less than, what would you say, half a mile away?
Oh,
yeah, it's pretty close.
Something like that.
She would get there.
Abellis Basil is good. He is in the kitchen right now eating some cilantro and parsley. I had to go, it was like 12:30 and it takes 30 minutes to get to Walmart. And I got some cilantro from the neighbor's garden outside, but he didn't want that yesterday. So I had to run to Walmart to get him some fresh cilantro and parsley and buy him more rabbit food. And I bought him some little rabbit treats. And I had to rush back. I pulled in the driveway at like 1:27. and my live started at 1:30, and I had to bring in the groceries. I had to get milk and eggs and things for the kids. But yeah, that was crazy. He is so spoiled. He made me run all the way to the store right before my live to get him his stuff because I put it down there and he wasn't eating it. He didn't want it. And I was like, oh, he doesn't want it. I better go get him some food. Y'all, yeah, like Sleepless in South Africa says, zero emotion for a mom of a missing child. I'd be going out of my mind. And y'all just heard what I did for my rabbit yesterday. Like, and she ain't even got a tenth of that emotion for her child.
School ends at 4:04. She would get there by 4:35 the latest. She never got there by 4:35.
Mm-hmm.
I started driving around. I went back to the school. The school was closed.
Most extreme, she could maybe walk to her grandma's house, but that's a lot further.
When the school was closed, I realized something was wrong. I called and I said, hey, did you see Maddie today? Or is she with you? Because I can't find her.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, no, she never made it to first or second period. And I said, what do you mean? I dropped her off at school. And she's like, she never made it to school. And I said, can you please check with the rest of your friends, see if she made it to any of her other periods? At this point, I messaged her teachers directly, and I asked if any of them saw her. 2 of them responded to me. One of them told me she didn't make it to his period, and he also checked her attendance for the rest of the day. She never made it to
Hold on now. My husband came in. Yeah, parsley. Did I say it wrong? Parsley? It is parsley. Yeah, it's parsley. I grow parsley. Did I say it wrong? Queen Olive said, haha, your bunny made you. Sounds like my Yorkie making me do stuff. He did. I put it down there and he was not having it. I was like, oh Lord, I got to go get him something else. What are these over here and this over here? I love it. What do we got going on here? It says nunchuck skills. Jenny from the block. She's got the nunchucks. I guess it's a Ninja Turtle with the green hands holding money in her hand. That's Jenny from the block. And then we got the Ninja Turtle with cake and strategic eye cereal she's eating. What's going on here? Y'all need to tell me. Oh, did y'all hear him? Oh, no, you didn't hear him. I said he walked in. I'm sorry. What are these lovely AI generated pictures over here? She got this strategic eyes necklace on in this one. What is this? Y'all let me know.
Her periods. This is when I knew something was truly wrong because she was dropped off by him close to the school. She should have been at school. At that point, that's when I called 911. This was around 4:35, 4:40. Police did not show up till 7:30, I want to say.
Up in Orange County?
Up in Orange County.
Okay.
Look at how intently he is studying her. Smokey Joy said, I subscribe to him. Very intelligent and intuitive. I saw this video when he posted it. Great observations. Thank you for subscribing to him. That was so awesome of you. I really appreciate that. Sure, you're growing parsley. Okay. Is that what the kids are calling it? No, I really am growing parsley. I grew sage. I grew white sage and regular sage and rosemary and garlic. I'm growing garlic right now. Wheat and barley I'm growing right now. But yeah, I haven't grown any of that. I don't smoke that. If I did, though, you can guarantee I would be trying to grow it. But I don't smoke, so.
And then at that point, that's when all the questions started happening. And then he took them to where he dropped her off.
I guess they redacted something.
Someone in an outfit she was wearing sit in their parking lot for a little bit, like take a break from her walk because she was early for school, and then get up and then leave towards the school. That's as far as I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you able to find his address?
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I know you guys got a lot going on.
Black Knight said his viewers were making funny memes about Potato Jen. So that's what that was. I love that. I love those pictures. Those were awesome. I love it. Hey, Mind of Monsters. Good to see you. Mind of Monsters says Orange County takes forever to show up. It's gotten bad over the years here in Orlando and the greater area. Oh, really? That's interesting. I didn't know that. I really like his perspective on this topic too, Linda. And thank you for being here. I think they were, Marley.
Did she take her school laptop with her?
She did.
She did.
She did.
They already tried to track it, but unfortunately the unit is completely powered off.
Oh,
It's
okay.
completely offline according to them.
I mean, first of all, I'm going to ask him, like, who are you, by the way? You have ID on you? I want to see what your name is. And who are you to Jen Soto? Who are you to Madeline Soto?
You know what? What a great point. I don't know. I told y'all, I unfortunately used to live a very different lifestyle. I have been, substance free for going on 10 years now. But anytime I was with somebody and we were getting in trouble or whatever, or even if the cops were just asking us about something, if I was there and they were talking to somebody else, they wanted to know who I was immediately. Or if somebody else was there with me, they would want to know who that person was immediately. I mean, think about being pulled over in a car with your husband or wife there. They're going to ask, who are you? Ask you for license and registration. And then they're immediately going to ask who the person is with you. Isn't that weird? And I didn't even pick up on that. They always do. They always ask, they want the names and information for everybody that is present. Isn't that interesting? I didn't even pick that up. Lisa, Jen dressed in similar clothes to pretend she was Maddie on camera, maybe. Yeah. I've always wondered if that person they saw in the grainy footage, like sit down and then get up and continue walking, was her. I still have my suspicions of that, my suspicions that that's what happened there. Oh, thank you, Gray.
Since this officer didn't even know
that's a great
who
point.
Madeline's mother was, I would assume he's not going to know who Stephen Stearns is. And it appears that they were dealing with the Orange County folks. So now these are probably either the Osceola County deputies or it's the Kissimmee guys. So they probably don't know who these folks are.
This is the Kissimmee Police Department. That's where I got it, Kissimmee. Tony said they normally ask for ID before talking to anyone. They do. They do. And that's why she keeps saying we dropped her off, says Ashley. Sub Rosa said, I'm sober too, unless we're counting parsley and gummies. I'm glad you are, Sub Rosa. I don't count those things. I don't smoke personally or take gummies or do any of that, but I don't think people who do are necessarily abusing things. I don't think that that is a substance, in my opinion.
I would definitely want to know, who is this guy? Because she just told you that he dropped her off in the morning. So naturally, he's the last person to have seen this child. You want to ID him, but let's keep going.
Okay. She doesn't have any other kind of technology that you guys can track. I'm sure you guys already checked that.
Nothing.
Well, she
Accidentally
accidentally
has her phone, but she left it at home.
And that is normal for her. She's got ADHD. She's very forgetful. I always have to remind her.
We're kind of forgetful too sometimes.
Once again, they're using the mental health as a crutch. Big shout out to Galen with a 10 member gift membership. Thank you so much. So all those 10 people, please thank Galen for being so generous and showing you love.
I believe
they do use the medicine as a crutch all the time. All the time. Heather Wells said, but they would have to be sure the church camera was crappy to do that. Where he dropped her off at, he made sure there was no cameras, because he says, that's on my page. I think the camera where they talk to the people at the church is on my page too, but where he takes the police to where he dropped her off at, he says, I dropped her off here, but I don't think there's any cameras around here. Like, he says that to the police at that time, if I remember correctly. I dropped her off around here, but I don't think there's any cameras. Or are there any cameras? Did you find any cameras? He knew. Parsley is called persilja in Swedish. I grow plants hydroponic inside, mostly herbs. That's awesome, Anders. I've always wanted to learn how to grow hydroponically. Rhonda said, I think that the police were trying hard to not let Stephen know they suspected him. The police would at least ask, are you the dad? Yeah, this is sus. This is really sus. Sub Rosa says the same police department that let the Laundry family get away with their crimes from the Gabby Petito tragedy. They destroyed evidence and they interfered in the investigation, in my opinion. Oh, wow. Indie girl, you okay? I'm sorry, Indy.
Look how close he is. He's watching everything on her phone.
Yep.
See, I'm trying to see if I can see something on this video. Can't see anything. I would love to see what's on that phone. I mean, most likely it wasn't anything that was too probative because the officer didn't confiscate it or anything like that. Oh, what is that? You got CSAM on your phone? Jesus Christ. Put your hands behind your back. No, so whatever's on there, he wrote it down. But I'd love to see what was on her phone.
What's the phone number for if you
Oh, they went ahead and they just redacted it. Let's keep going.
I think they redacted that part because it showed Bessie's David address, which I mean, it's out here, unfortunately, but
look at that. He's right behind. Like, dude, this is the thing with law enforcement. Like, we need some better training. Like, if you go to Europe, you got to go to school for like a year. Some European countries, it's 2 years of police schooling. So you get hired by the police department, and then they put you in an academy that lasts 2 years. And they teach you body language. They teach you how to be a professional observer. In America, you usually just pick these things up as you learn, as you work the job. And of course, some people are going to be much more fitted to learn these things and naturally, have these type of characteristics than others.
Yeah,
so
some people can tell naturally a lot better than others. I agree. Linda said they are always pushing the narrative that she was forgetful and had ADHD. Sorry, but I think that Jim pushed that narrative with doctors. Munchausen by proxy syndrome, or yeah, I know what you mean. I wonder if she told doctors that a lot was going on with Maddie that actually wasn't. I definitely think she was misdiagnosed, and a lot of it had to do with abuse. Rhonda said she's always trying to tell police that Maddie had ADHD, like she wasn't a very reliable child. I feel like Jen repeatedly diminishes who Maddie was as a person. I do too. And that's why I felt it was so important to get Maddie's perspective, the perspective of who Maddie was from her best friend, and put it out here with redacting and protecting the information of Maddie's best friend. It was important to me that we know who Maddie was from the perspective of her friend, who probably knew her best. Mind of Monsters said there's an apartment complex across the street from the church. I can't help but wonder if they pulled that footage as well as traffic cams. I can't remember how many there were. We drove it. Yeah, they pulled the traffic cam footage. I don't know if they pulled that one. I would assume they did. Jenny said, sucks to share the same name as Jen Soto. Oh, she makes my blood boil. I'm sorry. So it's Jenny, not Jeannie. Okay, Jenny. Thank you for that. Bad girl. You should not have done that. You are bad. Yeah.
Some cops who are better than others. But I think you could train almost anybody to be something, right? I'm a law
Real quick, Sub Rosa said, always trash talking Maddie. She knew nothing but love my ass. Right.
Enforcement officer. I'm looking at this interaction, and how can I say this after the fact? Because I do it every day. So it may be after the fact for the Madeline Soto case, but when I go to work next week, when my days off are over, my RDO's are over, and I go back to work next week, I'm going to get a case just like this, minus the murder, because the murder makes it homicide. But I'm going to get a case just like this with all the elements of Madeline Soto's case, minus the murder. And I'm going to have the opportunity to observe exactly what we see happening here on the screen. And I know based off of my experience, because I've done it 1,000 times, when I see this type of body language, I'm worried. My spidey senses are going up.
It's really interesting, again, because of what he does for a living, and he sees stuff like this all the time to get his perspective. He's picking up on the things that we've been talking about, and he's bringing more to our attention, and I really appreciate that. Again, this is Strategic Eyes. He's pinned at the top of the chat box. Please give him a like and subscribe.
This officer, I'm not saying he should take some type of action. There's no action for him to take. But I'll tell you what, that memo book, that is a legal document right there. You better believe I'm going to be writing in that memo book, not just dates, times, addresses, and phone numbers like he's doing. I'm going to be writing male subject standing behind the female mother, has his arms crossed. He's looking very worried. He's looking very nervous. He's constantly peering over her shoulders to see what she's looking at and what she's typing inside of her phone. Very suspicious behavior. I'm going to put that down in my memo book. That's not going to convict somebody. If I'm wrong about that, my intuition is wrong about that, big deal. It's just my memo book. It's my observations of what I saw in that scene. But I'm also going to pass that over to those detectives so that they know what I observed, how I observed it, and it's memorialized. If the person is innocent, it never sees the light of day. But if that person is guilty, we now have a contemporaneous account that has been memorialized in that memo book as to what I observed at that moment. This is very suspicious behavior. If I'm doing an investigation.
See, that was, when he first said that, my first thought was, Well, they have it on body cam so they could see it, but they're not gonna. What if they don't have the same perspective as you do? What if they don't think it's suspicious that he's standing there with his arms crossed, right? So it would be important for you to write that down and hand it over to them. I mean, completely accurate. And yeah, it's interesting again to hear what he would do as a law enforcement officer, detective for sex crimes.
Investigation. I'm looking at a guy like this. He's at the top of my list of suspects. Does that mean he's guilty? Absolutely not. We need evidence for that. But he's at the top of my list of suspects with this type of behavior I'm seeing right here. Let's keep going.
He is getting fired up. I love it. It's redacted right here.
Okay, no.
Yo, this dude writes like he's writing Chinese. Now listen, I'm not trying to joke on this officer. Look at how he wrote down that phone number. Watch this. It's like this dude's writing Chinese. Watch this. Look, he writes the numbers, right?
Let me say this about his video and my video. I know that if you wanted to, you could zoom in and get that information. Unfortunately, it's out here. I'm going to ask that you please don't. If I find out that you do, I'm not going to find it cute. I'm not going to find it interesting. Please don't send me that information. It's not important to the case. That is somebody who was not involved. We already have that person out here and what they had to say about the situation in interviews that are on my channel. We don't need that information out here. Please and thank you. Hey, Mayor.
Then he like goes back. He's making additional adjustments
in the area except for
Grandma.
Okay.
The only other closest family member is my sister.
I'm sorry if I said your name wrong, but I'm going to call you Yvette. Thank you for being here. Yvette says, so observant. Yes. Bad Girl said, I agree, Rhonda, but Jen is too lazy to get with child. That takes a bit of work, but I agree. Lisa Lee said, Maddie always sees the nodding out all day from being over medicated. Yeah, I there's other situations where that's happening, and I worry about the children all across that are seeing their parents just nod out like that. It makes me real upset. TK Ken, Texas, it's good to see you again. She said, congrats, girl, on all the attention. Thank you. That was so sweet. Malibu Surf said, Niche. I haven't watched Niche. I need to go check them out. Niche made a point that Jen Soda mentioned all her clothes were there. And she must have checked because Maddie's shoes were mixed with Jen Soda's in her room, not mom's. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Hey, Hio. Good to see you. Oh, did I boot you? I hope I didn't. Okay. Something's going on.
Sister, she lives in the next neighborhood over. If you were to exit the back gate.
Next door, right over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you exit the back gate, the first neighborhood to your left, it's called Communication. She lives in there.
Okay.
But yeah, she was.
Yo, Florida's different, man. They named that development Plantation.
Okay.
Florida's different.
Was helping me with the police, and she was the one who actually went through her phone and her messages and was trying to see if there was anything weird.
Yeah.
We didn't see anything too weird.
I just dropped the link in case anybody wants to come up. I think I did. Hold on, I'll drop it again. If anybody wants to come up and talk about the case, they can.
Nothing weird. You guys haven't had any recent arguments?
Recently, no. Apparently, on February 2nd, she sent a few messages to a friend stating that she would run away. But it must have been after. From the messages, we must have been arguing, or I must have said something about her because she was very upset in her texting with her friend. But
do you guys still have those or no?
Yeah.
So look how messy that house is. So that foyer area or dining area, it's not a foyer area, that dining room area, possibly kitchen, I don't know the layout, looks a little bit clean, but look at that room back there. Oh my God. Look how filthy that room is. Absolutely filthy. And here she goes to the back. He stays there, hands folded, not making eye contact with the officer, not providing the officer with additional information. I've been in this situation with innocent people. And when that person leaves to go get something, that remaining person is trying to engage in conversation with the officer. They're trying to give additional information. If they don't have
Right.
additional
That's what I
information,
picked up on too. He's arms crossed, does not want to talk with the officer at all. And I've never seen that. Like and it tells me you're guilty of something. Okay. Maybe if you're not guilty of this crime, do you have drugs in the house? Are you on substances or something like that? Is that why you're not, like, he is obviously trying to avoid talking to the police. There is a reason for that. Anybody else, especially down here in the South, would be like, you know, do you want to come in? Do you want to drink? Do you need something? Or, you know, like he said, providing additional information. There's a reason that he's not. We know he's guilty of the homicide, or think he's guilty of the homicide at least. But there's no reason for that other than you're guilty of something. Maybe not the homicide, but something. Cat for Days in October gang. I like your name. Thank you for being here. Said, I think if Maddie was younger, Jen would get the neglect charges. Some people don't see teenagers as helpless children that lack agency. People think neglect is not feeding, providing medical care. Yeah, I agree. I still think she should get some kind of neglect because there are so many images, so many videos. It was going on for so long that there's no way you didn't know that, in my opinion. But again, they say in July, Stephen worked independently. Jenny said, in my opinion, the way Stephen Stearns walks up behind Jen, from the minute she comes to the door, the cop should have been like, who are you? Right. Exactly. Exactly.
asking questions. So what's going to happen next? What should I look out for? They're in tuned. They're zoned in. They're locked in on this. He has nothing to say. He's not even making eye contact with the officer. His hands are folded. He's in defensive mode, and he is totally disconnected from this. And I'll tell you why he's there. He wants nothing but to not be there. But he has to be there because he has to hear what Jen Soto says to police so that he could craft his narrative based off of what he hears Jen Soto tell the police and the police tell her. He has to be there in order to speak on his narrative with accuracy and totally deceive the detectives. Why am I stuttering?
That is a great point. I wish I had a round of applause right now. It is so obvious that Stephen Stearns does not want to be there right now. So then you have to ask again, why is he there then? And like he said, it's because he wants to make sure that he hears the narrative that Jen tells them so that he can make sure he stays on narrative, or to make sure she stays on script. Again, even in the interview with the news channel, he's right there in the background, hovering over her all the time. That is such a great point. And I'm glad he pointed that out because I didn't even think about that. He's absolutely right. He wants nothing more than to not be there in that moment. Fisher Blue said, covers his hands because the wounds he got from Maddie. And he's closed off. He's soothing himself, closed off from detectives, not wanting to talk to them at all. He don't want to be there, but he has to. Exactly right. Rhonda said, I thank God that police have body cams now because the jury will see all these films and the demeanor of Stephen and Jen. A picture is worth 1,000 words. It does make it a lot better when you can actually see it in real time. Especially like police sketches. It's a lot easier to see like, you know, where they do the AI generated images as opposed to a sketch, I think, in my opinion. Fisher Blue, thank you for being here, says he has to be hovering to hear what she says. He's such a POS, right? And then Hio said, I'm not sure if we figured out if it was Jen's family or if it was one of the roommates, whoever answered the door initially. I haven't figured that out yet. I think it was one of the roommates, but I'm not sure. Yeah, we were trying to figure that out, me and Hio. Black Knight says she actually requested to go to sleep in another room with 2 extreme locks on the doors from the inside. She neglected to protect her child, and she was killed. It was like handing a kid keys to a car. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
He has to be there. If he's not there, he doesn't know what she says. If she doesn't know what she says, then he can't change his story to basically account for whatever she may or may not say. That's why he's there. He'd like nothing more than to not be there. But he is compelled to be there to save his own butt cheeks. That's the only reason why he's standing there. Let's keep going.
And that's her phone?
This is her phone. I don't know why it's holding. It's wet. Do you remember who?
Starts with an S.
No, I'm just trying to see. It's yeah, this is it. Okay, this is her. See, I don't recall getting in a fight and saying this to her, but sure, we'll take
Damn.
it. I know.
Come on. Come on. We can't see nothing. We can't see
I
nothing.
mean, I taught her.
Oh boy, we can't see nothing. I'm sorry, guys. Oh no, we can't see nothing. Oh, can we see that? Aki, take a screenshot of that. We gotta work on this, Aki. We gotta work on this. Can I zoom in? Is it possible? How does that work?
Yeah, I would like to know what it said. I really do.
Let's see something here. Ooh. Oh, that shit don't work. Make the words on the screen bigger, but it don't make the screen actually bigger. Like, oh my gosh. Guys, I didn't even shave my head. You can see my real hairline. Oh my God. Oh boy. We gotta shave that head. The real hairline must not be seen. Let's see. See a crazy face. I can't read that, but I think somebody with the better technology will be able to figure that out.
I think so too. I can't wait until they do.
Somebody got to read that, all right? But we'll keep going. 8:23. Somebody write that down. 8:23 is when we get a good view of that phone.
B2, Anders.
It's okay if I switch now?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so as the detective, what I'll do is I'll say, I'd like to take some pictures of this phone, or I just take the phone and just start taking pictures of it. I say, hey, can I look at it for myself? You giving me consent to look at it? I'm gonna start screen recording it with my phone. I'm gonna start taking recordings of it. I always do that because we don't know if people are gonna preserve the evidence or try and destroy it later, but I always do that. Always. Victims, suspects, doesn't matter.
So I would like to know if he knows how far back, if they can retrieve everything that was deleted. I want to know from a cop if they can, from a detective, if they can pull everything that was deleted, because that's really bothering me. So Rosa said, yes, she didn't go upstairs because she was too lit up to walk, right? Lexi said, so all these crazy huge locks on the door and it's vacant and a tripod, etc. And the roommates assumed the best and all this was normal. BS. Adults in the home always know something is wrong. I think they might have suspected something, but didn't really want to say anything because they didn't want to risk getting kicked out. They did say to Jen, do you know that Maddie is in the room with Stefan alone playing video games and the door is shut? And Jen just said, thank you. It's weird. So Rosa said, exactly. And Jen had the nerve to say she watched Maddie like a hawk. Both these demons deserve the death penalty. Yep, I'm with you on that. Hio said, please hit the thumbs up. Tish says, I love Strategic's professional take on these cases. There are 20,000 true crime podcasts alone. We are lucky to have the wealth and variety and formats and the wealth and variety of formats and personalities. Yes, I'm loving his take on this. And I just thought about something. He put this out and I'm playing it like immediately after. I really did not mean to do that. I hope he doesn't get upset. But I know he broke down. I'm sure he broke down like all the videos, and I will be going back and watching his take on all the other ones. And again, he is pinned at the top of the comment section and in the description box. Please go check him out. We really like this perspective on this one. I'm sure he gives us insight on all the other videos and interrogations and things that are out here on this case that we would all be really interested in. I'm really interested, and I'm definitely going to go back and check those out. Hey, Meemaw.
I will say if I ask you for permission, you give me permission to hold your phone and look at it, I will be taking pictures or a video of those text messages. You know how many cases we solve? You know how many innocent people, how many people who are accused of a crime, we were able to prove that they're innocent by looking at their accuser's phone with their permission and looking at those text messages that they had with the person that they're accusing of sexual assault. You know how many cases we were able to say are unfounded because we were able to determine the person say, look at this message right here. And they want to point you at this one message and say, listen, I want to look at all these messages. And then they're nervous. So they're like, yeah, sure, go look at it. But they know, oh my God, he's going to see the real truth. And then you read through all the messages. realize, oh, this is set up. The person's mad. They're mad at this person for whatever reason, and they're making these allegations up. So I always will record those messages. It's good that he's smart enough, though. Big kudos to this deputy or cop, whatever his title is. Big kudos to him for saying, can you allow me to read this for myself? Very smart, good investigative move. Let's keep going.
He does a call-in show. I'll have to call in sometime and talk to him. I did email him and let him know that I was going to cover his coverage of the video and tried to ask if it was okay, but I didn't realize he was live at the time. I knew he had mentioned going over it, and I didn't realize his live ended like literally right before mine started. So I hope he's not too upset about that. I didn't do that intentionally. Like I said, I'm sure, I mean, again, I want to see his perspective on all the videos. I'm interested to know what he sees that we didn't pick up on.
Where did she say that she wanted to run away? Did I just miss it?
Something about because she's 13, she's out of here.
Actually, I'm not sure where.
Is that
I thought it was part of that conversation. Never mind.
Or did it look at the conversation? There's her cousins have a child. So.
Do you guys remember what she said? Did she say she wanted to
The gist
run
of
away?
it was she was mad at her mom and she got turned 13 and like she was
Run away to the woods. That's what she said.
What we could try and do,
That was the gist of it.
search. If you remember what she said, you could try and type that in and out. So if she said run away to the woods.
Yep.
No, that's Sage. We're talking about growing up and living in the woods. That's not it. Okay, let's try running away.
Yeah.
Do y'all see his facial reactions? Like, he is done with the BS. He is done with it.
So she never said she was going to run away and live in the woods. I mean, we know that because we covered this before. She never said that. She said that when I turn 18, I'm going to go live in the woods. And 18.
Really? Because I thought that the best friend said that when she turned 13, she wanted to go to the woods, or if World War III happened, she wanted to go to the woods. That's interesting. So he's saying that was never said. And again, if that was never said, then they're painting the narrative that she ran away, which is what they want them to think. They want them to go on a wild goose chase.
18 years old is a grown person. At 18, your child can say, screw you guys, I'm out of here, walk out the door and go live their life. There's nothing you can do about it at 18 years old in America. So it wasn't running away. It was, I want to go live in the woods, which would be her right when she turns 18 years old. But she made it seem like she wants to run away, which changes the dynamic for officers, because now it's like, well, this might be a chronic runaway type child, a child that doesn't want to be home, rather than a child that is actually endangered. Now, we know at this point she's dead, but if she wasn't dead, she would be endangered. And maybe the officers would not look as vigorously as they should because they think she just wants to run away. Maybe she's at a friend house or something. So it's very irresponsible, in my opinion, for Jen to say that she says she wants to run away, which is a powerful word. Remember, words have meanings.
Yep.
They're not these hollow things.
Absolutely.
Words have spiritual meanings. They also have literal meanings. And we react to words based off of what they mean. And by her saying that, I think it was irresponsible because it was not accurate, because this little girl never said I wanted to run away. She said, when I turn 18,
yeah, I've heard that even if you think your child ran away, you shouldn't say that to the cops, because that makes them think that, like he's saying, that they're a chronic runaway and they're not going to look as hard. Black Knight says, it's crazy to me that this runaway to the woods thing was perpetuated for so long after knowing she said she wanted to go camping in the woods. Yeah, it's interesting that because I had never heard she wanted to go camping in the woods and have a bonfire until this body cam came out. I'd always heard the other. Mad Monkey, I like your name. Mad Monkey said, can somebody please explain why other moms are put in jail when the partner or husband does the same thing and Stearns did, but yet Jen is still running loose? Good point. Good point. Queen Olive said, Jen couldn't find the text. That's what she's looking for right now. Yep. Mad Monkey said, I've listened to different podcasts, many videos, and the moms are jailed and nothing has happened to her. Yeah. And it don't seem like it's going to. Hey, BH. BH said, who is the gentleman hosting the show you're watching? This is True Crime with Strategic Eyes. There's a pinned comment at the top of the chat box. That is the link to his channel. Please give him a like and subscribe. He is a sex crimes detective in New York, and he is breaking down the body language and putting out what he sees from this video. And, so we're going over that. Please give him a like and subscribe. He, again, is pinned at the top of the chat box. He's in the description box as well, along with Plunder True Crime. That's where we started the video at, going over her. Tish, good to see you. If I haven't said hey to you, said, sadly, that 13-year-old had every reason in the world to run the F away. Right. Yep. You're welcome, BH. Thank you for being here.
I'm going to go live in the woods. Let's keep going.
Nothing.
Try to your 50 check.
What about just run? Run away?
Dirty.
No. Let me try this one word. No. Let me ask my sister who actually went through her phone.
Okay. Do you have a recent picture of it?
Yeah, I can give you a you don't get it up to you if you like.
No, I just want to see. I just want to know who I'm looking for. I know Orange County, they already have pictures.
Heo dropped Plunder and True Crime. They were thank you for dropping those links. Grish was here earlier. I'm gonna put him and Heo in the description box as well. And Heo just dropped the link to our Discord if you guys want to hang out and talk. We're always over there talking, and we watch shows together and things. Sue Joy said, wonder if the prosecutor's decision to give Jen Soto derivative immunity will face enormous pressure from the constituents in the area to change tactics and charge her. That's a good question.
Look at him. He has not moved. He has not. I mean, he's physically moved a few inches back, a few inches forward, but his torso and up has not moved this entire time. I can only characterize his body language as guilty knowledge, man. 100% guilty knowledge. His pores is oozing guilt. His hands had not moved since the first 10 seconds of the police officer responded. The first 10, 15 seconds, his hands was to his side. After that, his hands have not moved.
Yep.
This cop's spidey senses should be going through the roof right now. This guy is so guilty. It's not even funny. Let's keep going.
We made these posters if you want them. This is what you're looking for.
Okay. Would you be able to text that to my phone? Which one is the best?
All right, we're looking at the pictures now. So we're at least able to see that on her phone.
Here's the picture.
The most recent was.
I mean, whatever.
This one.
Okay. Do you want to?
I can.
They're all very much her.
Okay, they're redacting the officer's phone. I was like, why are you putting a redacted block up when we already saw the picture? You didn't redact it, but it's the officer's phone. And I agree 100% you have to redact the officer's phone. Let's keep going.
Yeah, that was something they did. That wasn't what I did.
Now people are saying in the chat, this is what you're looking for. I think she said this is who you're looking for. And a lot of people are like, well, why didn't she say, well, this is who we're looking for? I think we're looking at semantics right now. And, I like to be fair to Jen Soto and Stephen Stearns because there's a lot to hate them for. But I nitpick. You guys can nitpick too because I nitpick. But I disagree with you on this nitpick because this is who you're looking for. I'm paying for you. You're the police. Pay for you with my tax dollars. Of course, we know they don't pay taxes, but whatever. This is who you're looking for. You got the resources. Go out there and find my baby. So I'm not going to hold that against Jen Soto. Let's bring back one more time and see how she says it, just to make sure we have quoted her correctly.
Sally Carson said, do you think Ellie was already suspicious of Stephen Stearns at this point? I don't know. We don't know that they were suspicious of him. They might have been suspicious. I'm sure they picked up on the flat tire situation or the donut when he says don't pay any attention to that. That's really, really sus thing to say. And that's at the end of this interview. They might have been a little suspicious. I think that made them a lot more suspicious. Hey, Tokyo, thank you for being here. Rhonda says, strategic eyes is right. Stephen is super tense and his body language is very defensive. Yep.
This is what you're looking for.
Okay.
Yeah, she said this is who you're looking for. I think that's totally acceptable. I'm not going to beat her up for saying that. But you guys can if you want. It's your choice. But I don't think so. I think we're too much semantics for that one.
Would you be able to text that to my phone? Which one is the best recent picture?
The most recent was this one.
Okay. You wanna?
They're all very much hurt.
Okay.
They're all very much hurt. They're all very much hurt. Plus, they're hurt. Oh God.
All right, so
Look at him. This guy's a big dude. He's like 6'2", 6'1", 6'2". He's a big guy. Look at him. He's almost at the top of the frame of the door. He's a very big, imposing guy. I'm a big guy. I'm tall. I'm just as tall as him. Maddie was sub 4'11". She was almost close to being a vertically challenged individual. Is that the new way of saying midget or something like that? I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. She was a short little girl. She was very diminutive in size. And look how huge this guy is. And look at him imposing over Jen Soto. Huge. Arms crossed, guilty knowledge, standing there, imposing over everybody. Unbelievable. Let's keep going.
Hey. Yes, I'm currently with the CMP. They came to the house real quick, and they're asking me about the text message where she said she wanted to run away to the woods. Do you remember who she texted?
For the first time, he moved his hands in like 12 minutes that we've been watching this. The first time to adjust his collar, fix his pockets, and then go back into the guilty knowledge position.
That too, and like what day, so I can show them that.
I want to go back and listen to that because I was reading the chat. I want to hear how she spoke to this person on the phone. And for everybody who's watching the show, we got 624 people watching the show right now. Please, 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 please hit that like button. I'm only asking so very nicely so we.
Y'all, I'm here. I just had to run and brew a pot of coffee real quick.
You get into the algorithm so our show can be seen by a wider audience. That's all we're asking for. All right. Hit that like button, support the channel. It takes a lot of time and energy to do these shows, and I do appreciate the support. Show us some love. Let's keep going.
Hey. Yes, I'm currently with the CMP. They came to the house real quick, and they're asking me about the text message where she said she wanted to run away to the woods. Do you remember who she texted that to, and like what day, so I can show them that? Well, see, when I went to what I thought Tall Goblin, February 2nd, where she said, what did she say?
That is always going to bug the crap out of me. I want to know who Tall Goblin and who Tall Goblin 2 is. Two goblins. It's Tall Goblin and Tall Goblins. Who are those people? I want to know who they are. Nanny Goat says, no tears looking at her photos. I'd be crying seeing my child's picture. Yeah. Rhonda said, Stefan had to know everything that was being said. Yep. Anders said, the interviews soon after I got the feeling that the detectives knew exactly where he drove his car, at least. Yeah. Yeah. So Rosa, I'm sorry about what she went through too. She didn't have a real childhood. I believe she was thrust into the scene, not allowing her to be a little girl. Unfortunately, yeah. Lexi said, hit the like. Please hit the like so we can get into the algorithm.
She talked about like me acting up and that she don't live with me, or that I said something about kicking her out.
You see how she just like glossed over that? She just glossed over the fact that her daughter's complaining that she be acting up and she don't want to live with you. She just glossed over that. Glossed over the fact you're a terrible mother, in my opinion. Just my opinion, allegedly. Like the person who got this, allegedly, supposedly, speculating. Allegedly, she's saying that you're a terrible mother and she don't want to live with you. She just glossed over that.
Yep, we are allegedly speculating. I chose my name very carefully. I like my name too.
I'd be heartbroken if my child felt that way about me. I'd be heartbroken. I'd take her out to dinner. If one of my girls or my son say, I don't like living with you. You're a terrible dad. You're mean to me. You don't love me. I'm taking them out to dinner, sitting them down, holding their hand saying, well, why do you feel that way? What can I do to make you feel more loved, make you feel more appreciated? That would break my heart. That would break my heart just as much as my child going missing. Just as much as my child not being here on this earth, to know that my child is here and they don't love me and they don't appreciate me and they don't think that I'm fair to them. They don't think that I'm a good parent to them. I'd be just as heartbroken as if they wasn't here, because they're here and I'm failing them. And I don't want to be a failure of a parent. So she's just glossing over the fact that her child is saying you're a failure of a parent to me.
That is so sweet. He sounds like an amazing father. Vicky said, amazing and not a tear in sight. Any other mother would be beside herself. Yeah. Janet says she never knew what it was to be a little girl. And I know how that feels. I'm so sorry, Janet. I'm so sorry. Fisher said, why make Maddie sleep in the middle? Good question. Carrie B said, the elephant in the room. This guy is the last one to see the child. Slept alone in a room with her. Dropped her way too early and in the wrong place. Yep.
She doesn't care. She doesn't care. Big shout out to Karina Rain with a $4.99 super chat. Says, just a few dollars for your time and hard work. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. There's a lot of people in the chat. Definitely, you want my attention. Send a super chat. We do appreciate you. Thank you so much for being so generous. I want to go back. I want to go back. I want to listen to this again. I'm sorry.
Wait, do you remember who she texted that to and like what day, so I can show them that?
Yep, Carrie.
Well, see, when I went to what I thought Tall Goblin, February 2nd, where she said, what did she say?
Look at how intently he is listening.
Where she talked about like me acting up and that she don't want to live with me, or that I said something about kicking her out before she turned 18, or when she turned 18.
Yeah, I missed that part. She said, "Oh, you kicking me out when I turned 18." Glossed over that too. You didn't want the cops to really zone in on the fact that you said you was going to kick your daughter out when she turned 18. My daughter's about to turn 18. I don't even want her to go. She's talking about she want to go to school in Atlanta. She want to go to school there, here, all these different places. I'm like, God damn, do I know anybody that could get her in an NYU or something like that so she could stay here like the fathers? Maybe go to SUNY Albany or something.
Oh, how sweet is that? Love to Hunt, I like your name, said, I want to know what time Jen Soto entered Maddie's room and why, and what time Maddie's phone was actually picked up and used in the wee hours. Also that morning, and why Jen Soto even looked for it and threw it. Sus. Those are all really good questions. They talk about in one of the documents we read recently in a past live stream, like where the phones were, the steps that were taken, where they were placed, the last text messages and things like that. It's weird. Yeah, it was 10:45 when she got back from the appointment. No, I think she said I don't know. We went over that and I can't remember off the top of my head. You could be right.
You want to party? I'm not saying she want to party, but it's a party school. Go party. Go have some fun. Go to SUNY Albany, please. Albany's 2.5 hours away. I'll let you go that far. I don't even want her to leave the house. I'm going to miss my baby. I feel like I'm going to cry just thinking about it. Thinking about one less kid in this house. And I still feel like I'm young. I don't feel like I'm old. I don't want my baby to leave me, man. And this woman's talking about telling this little girl she's going to kick her out. Man, listen, I don't know the type of lives some of you folks live. I thank God I don't live the life y'all live. I love my kids, and my kids love me. Thank God. Let's keep going.
It doesn't talk about her running away into the woods.
Hey, what?
Where did she say that? Did she ever say that?
In front of Home Depot. No. And log out Florida Tech for me as well. That one.
Yo, big shout out to Tracy Figlin with a 10 gift membership. So those 10 people, please thank Tracy. Tracy, you're amazing. Thank you so much. Let's keep going.
That'll be 00.
That is so sweet that your baby was born on Valentine's Day, Hio. That is awesome. That is so adorable. Miss King of Anything has said, if my child was missing, I'd be looking through her phone, not my sister. Exactly. Body Bajim? I don't know what I'm going to call you. Body said, should have never granted the mom immunity. For what? You know what I mean? Like, why are we granting her immunity? That's a live stream we're going to do either tomorrow or Tuesday. Why are what we didn't get anything from that? Why did she get immunity? Why, what? For what? For what reason? Because we didn't gain anything from that. Just to say in July that Stephen worked independently And Jen didn't know about the CSAM? Stop it.
2, 8, Alpha, Yankee. Florida tag. It'll be a white minivan.
Oh, okay. 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 Okay.
All right, so let me give you some more tidbits. Like for me, once again, he's now closer. So let's look at that. Let's keep that in mind. Now he's closer again. Now he's right back behind her again. And you know what? Like it's almost like God is like kind of setting the scene for us. Look at the lighting, guys. Look at the lighting. It's like the darkness of this man's soul is actually manifesting itself into reality. The darkness of both of these people is manifesting itself. Look how much of a dark, imposing figure.
Remember, we were just talking about that earlier, how he just looks so dark and evil.
He is in this scene. I know some people don't like the esoteric stuff, but I believe in that stuff. I'm sorry.
Too.
And that stuff informs me in every aspect of my life. It's almost like the spirit world is manifesting itself. I'm gonna leave it there. Look at him though. He just looks evil. But if I'm there standing them, so now I'm gonna go to my detective brain. Forget about the esoteric stuff. I ask people what I believe to be, in my mind, unreasonable things. I ask them to do unreasonable things when I'm doing my investigations. So what would be an unreasonable request that I would ask? And what's the worst he could say is no, right? If I'm out there and she's talking to somebody, asking that person about the question of going to the woods or running away and all that good stuff. You know what I'd ask Jen Soto to do? Once again, I don't say anything on this channel that I don't do in real life. If I do, then I'd be inauthentic and I'd just be a blowhard talking crap about what other people do when I'm not there. And that's the last thing I want to be. That's why I stay in my lane, because this I know. This I have experience in. This people out there can attest and vouch for that I know what I'm talking about. I would have asked Jen Soto, can you put that phone on speakerphone for me? The worst she would have said is no, I don't want to. But she wouldn't have, because people in her situation, they automatically believe that if they say no to police, then they're going to be viewed as guilty. And that might be true to a certain extent.
What a great perspective. Love to Hunt said Jen Soto wouldn't even know that Maddie left her phone there had she not previously been in her makeshift room. She supposedly didn't know Maddie was missing, so why even go to her room searching? That's interesting. I forget the reason she claimed that she went in there, but that's an interesting point. I'd have to recall the reason she said she went into Maddie's room and if it was because she was searching. I wonder what she said. Now I'm going to have to look up what she said, the reason she went in there, because she told us a reason. Thank you for pointing that out. Miss King of Anything said, I agree. We all knew that they would not get anything out of that immunity. I never agreed with how Mr. J processed this case. He did good for Sarah Boone. For the Sarah Boone case, I believe he let Maddie down. I agree.
I would have said, well, can you do me a favor? Can you put her on speakerphone so I can hear what she's saying as well?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't expect him to say he's a beat cop. He's a patrol guy. They don't have the advanced training. Somebody asked in the chat if we get advanced training on body language and stuff like that as detectives. Absolutely, we do. You accumulate these things throughout your career. They send you to trainings. You also, if you actually care about your craft, you'll go out there and actually do research on your own. Like what I do in my spare time is I watch interrogation videos on, Explore With Us and all these different stuff and JSL, whatever, all those different channels that post interrogation videos. I watch them like people go to the movies and see the latest blockbuster. Sometimes I take notes when I watch them because this is my craft. And what I do is life and death. What I do can send people to jail for 30 years in prison, sometimes life, or get somebody probation, or make sure somebody who's not guilty gets freed because somebody's lying on them. It's that serious, the work that I do. So I take the time when I'm free, when I'm driving into work, when I'm not doing anything, when I'm relaxing, to watch these videos, watch interrogation videos.
I think that was the excuse. I think that was the excuse. I don't think she was actually cleaning. Love to Hunt said it bothered me because Jen Soto doesn't seem to move her butt for anything or anyone other than Stephen, right? Body said body language. Stephen Stearns has crossed arms. He's hiding something. He's closed off to the conversation. Great point. Rhonda said Jen claims she was an involved mom who paid attention to everything about Maddie, yet she knows nothing about her. She tracks her period, but doesn't ask why she wants to run away. Another great point. Ink Worlds, thank you for being here. Law enforcement will not attribute the same amount of resources to a runaway as they will a possible kidnapping. Yep. Again, this is Strategic Eyes. His link is pinned at the top of the chat box. Please go give him a like and subscribe. It's also in the description box. Skeleton with a migraine. I like that name. said, first time here, Plunder sent me to your channel on her last video. Well, thank you for coming. We talked about her breakdown of this video in the beginning of this live stream. I love the way she put the transcript in. We picked up on things we didn't pick up on the first time. And that was really cool of her. Thank you for coming by.
And make sure that I learn from them. I would have asked Jen Soto to put that phone on speakerphone, but I'm not blaming that cop for not doing it because he's not trained. But I would have asked. I wanted to hear what she was saying to this woman, because there's some things that's being said that maybe we want to hear, but we're not going to hear it because she's seeming a little cryptic in the way that she's having this conversation. I don't entirely trust the way that she's having this conversation. And unfortunately, the officer can't hear the other end of it. Let's keep going.
I'll let him know. No, that was it. Okay. So what she had said was to Sage, actually this is Sage's dad that reiterated this to us, was that once she had said she wanted, wouldn't it be fun to go camping in the woods and do a bonfire? So that's what she mentioned about being in the woods. It's not that she wanted to run away in the woods. Yeah, that's not running away.
And then with her text, pull up her text again. Have you guys checked her recently deleted text?
I don't want to do that.
So
Teach me, please.
go back.
do that.
Edit.
Teach me, please.
Show recently.
I'm interested to see what he's going to say about this. Abella said Stefan also keeps pulling his gross hat down to hide his face and hides behind his beard also. Yep, he sure does.
So 6 days, and 10. You could just click on whatever and you can click recover and look through whatever they are.
I didn't know that either.
Those are 6 days ago. I don't know if you want to.
That dude just taught me something. Is that an Apple phone? Because I'm not an Apple guy.
Me either.
If that's an Apple phone, I need to learn how to do
Yep,
that.
me too.
Because I don't know how to do that on Android.
I'm Android.
You gotta
I don't like it.
YouTube Academy, because I'm going to use this in real life. He just taught me something I'm going to use in real life. Thank you, Sheriff Deputy Detective No-Name Dude. You just taught me something that I'm going to use in the real world. That's what's up.
Yeah, I mean, if I do that, is it going to get lost in the mix with her other messages, or is it going to show me individual? Like,
I'm not sure. I
probably
actually
just
haven't.
shuffle it back into the list.
Yeah, but what does it matter, Jen? What does it matter if the text messages go into the pool of the messages? We don't care. We want to see her messages in its totality. Why would you want to hide that?
Yep.
Or why would you want to see that separate? Like, I don't understand what she's asking. I don't understand how her brain is functioning, unless, of course, she got something she want to hide. I'm just so confused, really, in what she's asking right now.
Yep, I agree 100%.
this one, because we don't know who this person is.
Who cares?
Cover message.
So then go back. And click done. And then
That's it 6 days ago. It's
It
not
does
bad.
sound like she's panicking.
She is,
What was
in
6
my
days
opinion.
ago? What day of the week?
Speculating, allegedly, of course.
This one? That's more than.
Yeah. 2 weeks ago.
Okay. So weird.
Go ahead.
I think this was the number. I'm not too sure.
I think it was.
But it was just-
I think it looked like it, but it said that there was only one
They thought
message.
that there was a 7 in it. So
No. So
So-
I don't know.
Who's the other one? Tall Goblin? This one?
Yeah.
Or was it the one with the S? Don't.
I will-
So that's Tall Goblin.
I want to know who Tall Goblin is. Like, that's going to irk me. Rhonda said, I saw Steph in boxer shorts in police photos that were taken after they made them move out and go through the house. It's always bothered me. Yeah, they were laying on what appears to be Madeline's dress. I can't say for sure because I wasn't there. So, but it looks like they're in the laundry hamper in her makeshift room on top of her blue dress. Fisher Blue said, she didn't go up there. Really, your kid's missing and you don't check that entire house over and over to see if she was hiding? Oh, yeah, she says she didn't go up there, but proceeds to tell the police that she thinks Maddie was strangled because there was no mess upstairs. And then follows that up with, I don't think so, right? You guys went up there. There was no mess, right? But you said you didn't go up there. So how do you know if there was a mess or not?
With the S. So when was Friday?
Is that a group chat? That does seem like a group chat, yeah.
Yeah.
she has a lot of group chats. I think. I sent it to the game.
Damn it. Ah, hold on. Sorry, y'all.
So when 6 days ago, I don't know if it'll just say 6 days ago. 6 days ago.
Just goofy shit.
The 21st.
Yeah.
19.
Nunchuck skills, no pizza, no ninja. That is funny. I don't know if Sub Rosa can hear this. I accidentally banned that person. Hio, if you hear me, can you help me unban them? I did not mean to unban them. I mean, I did not mean to ban them. I was trying to delete a comment and it jumped and it made me ban them. So I don't know if they can hear this, but I did not mean to do that. If anybody can help me fix that, please help me fix that, because I did not mean to do that. I really would like to unban them now. Marley said, I know she was 13, but wouldn't you check every inch of that house? Right. Thank you, Hio. I really appreciate that. Tish said, I'm so glad to have found your channel, allegedly. It really pays to support your fellow creators. Not sure where I heard about you, but it's a win-win situation. Oh, that is so sweet of you. That is so sweet of you. I'm so glad that you found us as well. Yeah, and then make sure you check out Plunder, and then Strategic Eyes is linked at the top of the comment box. That's who we're watching right now. Grish is good. Hio's good. All of them good. Oh, there you are. There you are. I did not mean to ban you. I was trying to delete the comment where you said House of Horrors, but that's not what you said. And it jumped and it made me ban you. And I was like, no. So sorry if I yelled in anybody's ear. Thank you for fixing that. I did not mean to ban you, love. I have checked out Grizzly. Grizzly's
20
good. I love that meme right there.
Wednesday. So look between Wednesday and the 20th. Wednesday.
Big shout out to Research Crew. They got a crazy sense of humor. I said, yo, give me something with some Ninja Turtles, man, because she got the big bag. No disrespect to who's struggling with weight or anything like that. But
so that's where the Ninja Turtles comes in. They call her Big Back. My kids are always calling us Big Back. I don't know what that means. Y'all will have to tell me. They're always like Big Back when they talk to each other. I don't even know what that is. Some new terminology. Carrie said, why is Jen struggling about what was 6 days ago? Wasn't that right before Maddie's birthday? She didn't care about this poor child at all. Yeah, I'm wondering what was going on right before her birthday, too, that she's struggling with. Thank you, Hio, for unbanning Sub Rosa.
But
thank you, Sub Rosa.
Jen still got a big back. And I said, she looked like a Ninja Turtle. Can you make me something with a Ninja Turtle? And that's what they came up with. So big shout out to the Research Crew who shows so much love and is so creative and helps us bring some lightheartedness to these terrible stories, man. You got to laugh a little bit. You got to get a little bit of a detective humor. This is what we do. We crack jokes. We have a good time. Why? Because it's so stressful and so traumatizing, the stuff that we have to deal with. If we can't compartmentalize this thing, we'll burn out. We'll have to leave the job. We won't be able to do what we do for as long as we do it. So that's why we laugh and we smile on this channel, because though these are tragedies, we have to understand that, number one, we're not the ones who are experiencing the tragedy, and number two, we're the ones who's tasked with bringing justice and giving a voice to the voiceless. So we got to find a way to cope with it as best we can. Let's keep going.
Me too, Fisher.
No, it's the 20th. Yeah,
oh, Abellis, thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all she uses it for.
Yeah.
Abellis, thank you for fixing that. I really appreciate that, sweetheart. Thank you. You're so sweet.
I know the other officer already came here and looked inside, right?
Yeah.
You guys mind if I go back in and walk through with you guys?
Go for it. Come on.
You guys want to show me the way?
And of course,
they redacting it or something like that. I guess they're redacting this part.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
as though we
redacted
haven't
that.
had like a crime scene photos released already. Like, so what are you redacting? Because we've already seen every single part of this.
Right, that's where I was at when I saw this. Why are we redacting this? We've already seen every part of the house, inside and out, all of the things. They should be making Miss Potato Head memes about Jen. Yeah, that's a good one, Black Knight. That would be a good one. Basil's still in the kitchen. He hasn't come back here yet. I've got my door shut right now, but usually if he tries to come back, Mr. Speculating will let him in. He hasn't come back here. He'll come right when I get done, probably. Hey, Lil Red. Thank you for being here. It's good to see you.
Home. But whatever. Let's keep going.
Mind of
I have
Monsters,
to
keep
fast
me
forward it a
updated.
little bit because obviously we're not going to see anything or hear anything. We totally rejected this. It's going to be a while, obviously, because he's doing an extensive search. Let's go back now.
So that white recent center there, that is Jennifer's.
Okay.
All right, we got 768 people watching right now. Please hit that like button, support the channel. It's like 300 people who
Wow.
haven't hit the like button yet. Please do hit that like button, support the channel so we can get into that algorithm. Just a friendly reminder, please support the channel. You're here consuming the content, taking the time to watch the content. We're not asking for much from you.
That is a lot of people.
Not your money, nothing. Just to click the thumbs up. Keep going.
Not yet, Lil Red. I'll look at them. I haven't checked my email. I'll have to look at it. I'm hoping they
Corolla is Angelica's.
This one.
I'm hoping they allow cameras in the courtroom. I don't know if they will with the CSAM trial. I hope they do, though. I mean, because they could do it where we don't see the pictures. You know what I mean? I'm really hoping that they allow cameras to cover the case. Isn't he?
Okay.
And the silver Lincoln is mine. Well, it's actually my parents, but I'm driving the car right now. It's in better condition.
This is the one that she said she doesn't like to ride in?
Yeah, this is the one she was
He didn't see the donut yet.
embarrassed to get dropped off in. So
Right, he just had to emphasize, embarrassed to get dropped in a nice Lincoln MKZ. I drive that car. I drive that car as a go-to-work car.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that car. That's a
Let me show
Lincoln.
you
That means
all this.
the seats are leather. That means that it's got some nice infotainment, some nice speakers. Its body is not that old. This is Florida. This is a poor part of Florida. And Maddie sleeps in a living room. She's not exactly being raised with money. All right, this is a very middle of the road part of Florida. Most of the people in these condos here are renting. All right, most of these condos are being rented out. This little girl did not grow up.
Okay, let me show y'all this. This is a hoopty, okay? Like, not the first one. The first one you're gonna see is like where they call it a hoopty, but it's like it's all decked out. But like this one right here, this is a hoopty, okay? This old, well, that's a Buick, but like, look at this one. How are you seeing with that big old thing on there? These are hoopties. You see how the front part of this is missing? Like this car is all rusted and stuff. You see these old, like this old beater. That's not a hoopty. That's decked out. This car right here, these are all hoopties. Not what he was driving. That is in no way, shape, or form a hoopty. I, again, think that was an excuse. A poor excuse at that. Hold on just a minute and we'll get that back up. Oh. Oh, thank you, True Crime. True Crime said, wow, that was the longest 5 minutes of my life. Take off subscriber mode. You're killing your engagement. You deserve more views. Oh, thank you for that. One of my mods put on subscribers only mode. I really appreciate that. And that was so sweet. I hope you didn't mind me going over your video. I do have you linked at the top of the comment box. Thank you for coming by. And I really appreciate your perspective on this. I really do. I love that you are a detective and that you're able to view this with strategic eyes. And I really appreciate that. I've told everybody to go subscribe to your channel. I'm really interested to see what you think about the other interrogations and videos that have been put out. I'm really excited to go check those out for myself. And I appreciate you letting us review this video that you put out. I'm so sorry that I did it like right after you put it out. I do apologize about that, but I did want to see what you had to say, and I really appreciate it. Oh, yes, yes. Thank you for going over it. I think you did a way better job than I did going over it, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and thank you for coming by. I really appreciate that.
Up in a lifestyle where she's like living the dream and she's accustomed to the most luxury things, and so she could be appalled if she's picked up in this type of vehicle. That's not her reality. So I just don't believe this whole notion that she was ashamed to be in this car. Get out of here, man. That's just part of his alibi, part of his narrative, part of his lies to basically say why he dropped her off where he dropped her off, which we know he didn't drop her off anywhere. Big shout out to Perky Panda with $5 super chat says,
I'm really nervous, y'all. I'm sorry if I'm acting weird. You made me, true crime made me nervous. Thank you so much for doing this. And thank you for your coverage of this case. I really appreciate it. I'm super excited to go watch like I said, what you think about the other interrogations and interviews of this. I heard that you broke down the immunity deal. I'm also interested in what you talked about at the end of your chat, and I told everybody else to go and check you out so they can get more information on that case. That is very interesting. I had no idea. Thank you so much for coming by. That really means the world to me. Thank you.
do you think they haven't charged her because they don't want the defense to split culpability and escape the death penalty for SS? Justice equals charges on Jen. Good question. I don't think so. I just don't think that they have the will to charge her, because I think they have enough to charge her. But right now, they probably have enough to charge her with a low-level misdemeanor. Because
I would love to know your perspective on why they're not charging her. Like, I know they might want her to testify at trial, but in July, they tell Chris Stearns that Stephen Stearns worked independently, that they've been through line by line thousands of hours of Jen's phone conversations, and they say that Stephen Stearns worked independently, right? So if we can definitively say that there's no way that she did not know about the CSAM, because that's how it seems, but there could be a possibility that she didn't know about the homicide, but the cops are saying that she was not involved in the CSAM, then they're probably more than likely definitely going to say she wasn't involved in the homicide. So that would mean there's no charges coming, and I'm real upset about that. Like, real upset. What do you think about that? Oh, you said you're awesome and very gracious. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. That was so sweet of you. Thank you. You guys, again, please go subscribe to Strategic Eyes. He is the pinned comment at the top of the chat box, and he's in the description box, as well as Plunder and a few other really great creators. Thank you for that.
It would be her first offense, so they would not charge her with a felony child abuse charge. It would be a misdemeanor, and I think they just rather just keep her as a witness, to be honest with you. The problem that we have here is that she's not a good witness.
Right.
She's not a good witness for the defense or the prosecution, because she has lied multiple times. And each one of those lies can be used against her in court.
Will it?
So if she goes in court and says, "Oh, Stephen Stearns did this, that, and the third," the defense rather, will be able to impeach her based off of her many misstatements during this investigation.
Hey, guilty of crime. Good to see you. Black Knight says Strategic thinks they are crazy for giving her immunity. I think so too, and we didn't get anything out of that. There was nothing that we learned from immunity that we didn't already know. In fact, I do believe she lied.
If she testifies on behalf of the defense and says, "No, Stephen Stearns would never do something like this, and I don't think he did it," which would be insane if she did that with all the evidence that the prosecution has against him, the prosecutor would then be able to impeach her and say, well, look at all the different things she lied about when she spoke to law enforcement and to the news.
Oh, I'm sorry you've been sick, love. I hope you feel better. Abella said, congratulations, allegedly speculating. 4,200 plus subs. I know, I couldn't believe we broke 4,000 subs over the weekend. That was so awesome. Y'all made me almost cry with that. Thank you guys for that. And thank you, Abella, for being a member for 3 months. I can't believe you've been around listening to me run my yap for 3 months. Hey, Rio. Rio said, thank you to the very nice person who gifted me a membership. I'm so glad you were gifted. Hey, Wolfpack. I think I said hey to you. I love seeing creators support each other too, Rachel. Hey, Overprotected. Good to see you. Guilty of Crime is a good channel.
She's a terrible witness.
I will drop her link in chat. She's a good channel too, to check out. Please go stop by and give her a like and subscribe as well.
Witness for both sides. So it doesn't make sense for the prosecution to make any deals with her. I have no idea, based off of all my law enforcement experience, why the prosecution would give her derivative use immunity or any type of immunity or any type of deference that we've seen them give her so far. The only thing I can think about is incompetence.
Yep.
And for you non-law enforcement people, there's a lot of you out there, most of you aren't, who saw this prosecution deal with what is the Sarah Boone case, and you guys think that they're heroes because they dealt with Sarah Boone. That was an easy case. You don't know nothing about law enforcement. I'm not trying to denigrate you or talk down to you, but just because they did a decent job on an easy case like Sarah Boone doesn't mean they're rock stars. They're not rock stars. They're doing a shitty job with this Madeline Soto case, and I'm saying it. And I'm sorry I cursed. Sorry I pissed you off, anybody out there. I don't think that the Osceola County District Attorney's Office is doing a good job with this case. I don't think that the Kissimmee Police Department did a good job with this case.
I think that we're all feeling that hostility and anger at this point. Guilty of Crime was dropped in chat. Please give them a like and subscribe as well. They are doing a lot of good work on this case. Serena has been a member for 2 months. I love y'all. Proud to be part of this community. Thank you for being here for 2 months. That is amazing. I don't understand how y'all can deal with me for 2 months. That is so sweet. Thank you. Hio dropped True Crime with Strategic Eyes again, and they are pinned at the top of the comment box. Yeah, thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. Lisa Lee said, I think they want to charge them separately one at a time. I think so too, but like, are they ever going to? I don't think, I'm with him. I agree completely with Strategic Eyes right here. I don't think they did a good job in this case. I don't think they are. Hio just dropped Plunder's link as well. So please give her a like and subscribe. Oh, thank you, Rio. That's so sweet.
The Orange County Sheriff's Department did a good job with this case. I think that Detective Kevin did an excellent job with his interviews, but I think that the Kissimmee Police Department's detectives are shitty detectives. I said it. And I think that your hero, what is his name, William J., well, he's middle of the road prosecutor. I said it, William J. No disrespect, bro. We got it.
I'm with him on this. Hio dropped Mind of Monsters chat. I'm going to go actually subscribe to them right now. I didn't even know that they had a channel. Thank you for dropping that link as well. Hey, Emily, thank you for being here.
Drink. We could go get some dinner and talk about the case if you want to. It's not personal. But the decisions you've made so far?
I just subscribed to Mind of Monsters as well. Thank you for dropping that. Tori said Detective Kevin was a rock star. He was.
They suck. Chen Soto should have been charged. And that's how I feel about that. It is what it is. I'm a YouTuber. I get to come on here and tell you my opinion. Let's keep going.
Yep.
I was at age. I
agree.
I got you.
Forgive the donut there. I got a flat tire earlier.
That's fine. You might want to put some and cover the firearm in there. Someone will steal that, man.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I stuck it there when I was changing the tire.
I got you, yes. Hey,
thank you for pointing
a
that
lot
out.
of people, they look in cars. If they see that, they'll smash that back window.
Yeah.
Are these all the cars?
I believe there's just another car.
This one?
Okay. Whose car is this? I guess this is like one of the roommates' car. We'll bring that back so he can tell us whose car that is.
I believe there's just another car.
This one?
Yeah, so I think that's one of the roommates' cars or something like that. Okay, let's keep going.
Stefan's interrogation was lackluster, to say the least. Abellis, thank you so much for gifting 20 memberships. I really appreciate that. If you guys were gifted a membership from Abellis, please tell her thank you. And that was so sweet of you. Thank you for being so supportive. That was so sweet. Thank you so very much. I'm going to get in the train, come grab y'all. Y'all gotta get in quick now because we're on the way to arrest Jen Soto. Here we come. You got to run and jump. If you're getting off, tuck and roll. No coffee, no hot liquid. Y'all got to run and jump to get on now. We got to go. Hurry up and arrest Jen Soto. That's what we're doing. On the way. I am on the way. On the way. Thank you, Bill.
Yeah, I mean, listen, guys, like somebody said it in the chat. Like, all right, even if you with the whole we dropped them off stuff, all right, you know, let's say she's nervous. Let's give her a pass. Let's give her some grace. We're talking about Jen Soto. When she said, oh, we dropped her off at the church. Even if you give her grace for that, she said she saw Madeline at 8 a.m.
Yeah, absolutely right.
She said she was a witness to seeing Madeline Soto at 8 a.m. The prosecutor watched a video interrogation, an audio interrogation.
I want to hear him break down this because I'm with him. I agree that more should have been done. Wolfpack said at the very minimum, she should have been charged with child endangerment and neglected. I'm with you 100% on that. Lisa Lee said Maddie's death was 100% preventable. Jid stood in the way of preventing it. Of course she should be charged. Absolutely. Absolutely. Black Knight said IE was furious at Jid Soto for telling Stephen to get a lawyer. That's why they thought his interrogation went south. Yeah. Why, they're trying to interrogate him to get justice for your daughter, and you're over here telling him to get a lawyer. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Where he heard her ask, well, what if I don't want to press charges on Stephen Stearns for putting his pee-pee in my daughter in every orifice that she has? And I'm saying it like that to shock you. There's a reason. I want you to be shocked. I want you to say that's disgusting, Strategic. I want you to be appalled, but don't put that energy towards me. Put that energy towards William J. Because William J. listened to that audio interrogation and he heard her say, what if I don't want him to be charged with that stuff? Can I charge him later if I change my mind? Even though she had no power to charge him or not. Because that offense was offense against the people of the state of Florida. That wasn't an offense that she could decide she wanted to press charges or not just because she was the mother of Madeline Soto. She knew, she was told that this man that's standing behind her like the darkness that he is, the evil spirit that he is, she was told that he...
Michelle, I think they meant law enforcement. Sister Blue Size, thank you for being here. Said thank you, Abellis, for the membership. That was so awesome. Thank you for saying thank you.
Raped her daughter for at least 2 to 3 years at that moment. We know it's more, but at that moment, they said, it looks like since she was 10 years old, he's been doing this stuff. And what was her response? Well, what if I don't want to pursue that right now? Could I do it later if I change my mind? William J. heard that. Your hero, William J. heard that. The hero of the Sarah Boone case, where a woman locked a guy in a freaking suitcase. And you guys think that he's good. He's so talented. William J. is so awesome because he was able to get a woman convicted who went through like 8 different lawyers and locked her boyfriend in a suitcase. He got a conviction for that, so he's a rock star. He heard Jen Soto say that. He gave...
Malibu Surf said, Jay from Guilty of Crime is good. Yes. Guilty of Crime said the whole crew is here. I love it. Oh, that's so awesome. I really appreciate you guys coming by. Like we dropped Guilty of Crime's link in chat. I will drop it again. And thank you for coming by. She's another good channel that is looking for justice for Madeline. And so make sure you guys check her out too. I just dropped her link again. Yep. And then Strategic Eyes is the one pinned at the top. Sarah got herself convicted, in my opinion. He's about to he's about to take us to church a little bit. So I think we all need to quietly listen. Oh,
gave her derivative use immunity without even...
Mind of Monsters was dropped too. I haven't checked them out, but I just subscribed to you and I'm going to check you out as well, Mind of Monsters.
Knowing what she would say. He gave her immunity and she came with her high-powered attorney, which probably is a better attorney than William J. Maybe they should swap places. Because that attorney was able to negotiate derivative use immunity and know that his client was going to say nothing. He even ended the interview like, all right, guys, this is going on a little bit too long. It's been like 20 minutes. Let's end this interview now. What William J. said, okay, all right, no problem. Let's end the interview. Her attorney controlled that. I've been in so many immunity meetings, so many Queen of the Days. I've been in so many of these things. I've never seen the defense attorney control the room.
Is Eddie here? I didn't see Eddie. If you're here, love, I'm sorry if I missed you. Yes, Matilda, I love this community too. And I also love when us creators can support each other. That's so awesome.
But you guys wouldn't know that. That's why you watch the show. So cool. Thank you. You're watching the show because you want to hear my expertise. You wouldn't know that, but I'm telling you because I've been there. I've been in those rooms. I have never, ever in my whole career observed a defense attorney control a derivative or a transactional immunity interrogation. Never. And I watched that. I listened to that rather in the derivative use immunity that we heard in this case. The defense attorney controlled the room. Well, William J. is a rock star. Oh, Strategic, he got Sarah Boone. No. The loser. And he's allowing Jen Soto to get away with what she did. In my opinion, what she did. We have no evidence.
I mean, I'm with him on that. I wish the interrogation had went longer. I wish that she would have been grilled on harder questions. I wish we could have learned more from that. And it was cut off. Tori said Strategic comes with straight facts, and we need that. No beating around the bush. Absolutely. Lil Red said, in my opinion, Jen started fight and Stefan was left to clean up the mess. The white crock in Jen's room and the nasty underpants seen in the pictures were in Maddie's room. Yep. Rhonda said Jen only really cried when she realized that it was her birthday during that police interview. She said, "This is my worst birthday ever." Wah. It's always all about her. It always was, always has been. Lisa Lee said, in my opinion, Maddie's whole life was spent around dysfunctional, scandalous drug addicts. I'm not saying all drug addicts are like them. Yeah, people can get clean and get their life together, but, you know, I heard about functioning drug addicts. I think if you're addicted to substances, I'll just say, please get help, because there's help out there and it's just going to go downhill until you get help. Guilty of Crime said, I love how strategic is in this video, coming in hot. Yes, he is, and I am here for it.
Of it just yet. Alleged speculating.
That's me.
I like her name.
Oh,
allegedly speculating. He's letting her get away with being culpable and feeding this pure, beautiful lamb.
Yep.
Delivering this pure, beautiful lamb to the lion's den.
Yep.
The lion's den.
Absolutely.
The grasp, the embrace, the sick, diabolical, degenerate embrace of Stephen Stearns. That's what Jen Soto did.
Yep.
Is that all? Yeah. Just those four? Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna go head over to Sisters. What is her name?
Stephanie.
Stephanie. All right. I'm gonna go over there. What's a good phone number for you?
All right, big shout out to Kylie K. Cosmos with 299 super sticker says, I'll be back. Thank you so much for supporting us while you could. And for all the 861 people who are watching this right now, please hit that like button, support the channel. For everybody who's a member, congratulations. We have 22 members, 22 new members. Thank you so much. Abellis is in there, so now we got 23 new members. Thank you so much for becoming a member. And for all the people who gave us super chats, we do appreciate it. We do need it on the Strategic Guys show. This show will probably be demonetized. It's a big issue we've been having with YouTube lately. We are being demonetized a lot, and I don't know why. Well, I know why, because I say how I feel, and I rarely censor myself, and I guess YouTube doesn't like that.
Oh no, that is so horrible.
They don't like me saying pee-pee. It's too much of a salacious word to say the word pee-pee. Oh well. So it's your support that keeps us going. So thank you for supporting us. Let's keep going.
K-Palm the Napalm. K-Palm the Napalm. I'm gonna call you Napalm. Napalm says, Strategic has been hyping you up. He's truly the best. He's out there getting these predators, and I love how real he is. I do too. I really like him, and I cannot express how appreciative I am for him mentioning our little channel over here. That was so kind of him, and I really appreciate him doing that. And I also appreciate him allowing us to go over this video. They redact.
The officer's writing Chinese again. He's writing down the phone number.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead over there, okay? All right. Yep. Good one.
All right, man. Woo, wow, that was pretty interesting, man. There was a lot of guilty knowledge up with that one, guy.
Yes, there was. Now, I want to point something out to y'all. I don't know if you can see on the screen right now, but I am only halfway through his video, okay? And I came in on the end of it, and he took me to church this here Sunday, let me tell you. He took me to church. The video is called Reacting to New at Allegedly Speculating, Madeline Soto BWC video with Jennifer Soto and Stephen Stearns. I highly advise you to go check him out, watch the rest of his video. I'm not going to, I've been on for almost 3.5 hours, and out of respect, I'm not going to continue to go over the rest of it. I just wanted to go over where he talked about the body cam footage in the beginning. You guys really need to watch the rest of that video though, because he goes over some things and he gives you some information about some things going on that I had no idea about. So please go over to his channel and watch the rest of that. I mean, he will take you to church this here Sunday, let me tell you. I really love his breakdown of it. Plunders as well. There's been a lot of great creators that have come in this chat today, and we drop links. There's also a lot of links in the description box. Please make sure you go sub up to all of them. And thank you all for being here. Oh, Lil Red has a channel too. I'll have to grab your link. I will leave Lil Red's link in the description box. And you guys can check them out. I'm sorry, I had a comment highlighted and I did not read it. Hold on just a minute. I think it was this one. Rhonda said, Jen cried harder about her own birthday than Maddie being missing. The CSAM photos and Maddie possibly being already deceased. Think about that. What a disgusting, selfish person. Worst mom ever. Yep. It was. It was disgusting. Yes, Lil Red said, this guy, I love listening to him preach it. And he was on a roll today, let me tell you. So definitely go check him out. Again, he is linked right now at the top of the comment section. In the first part of the video, Plunder was linked up there. Please go check her out. Mind of Monsters, Hio, Lil Red, Guilty of Crime, GRISCH, all of these people. There's the link for Lil Red. Please go check them out. Thank you everyone for being here. If you don't mind, please hit the thumbs up if you haven't already on your way out. Thank you to all these creators. I love how supportive everybody is being in our community right now. I really appreciate that. That was so awesome. And I don't mind if anybody uses my content as long as you just, like they did, say where you got it. That's all I ask. And I hope y'all have a good Sunday. I'm going to go spend time with my family, get dinner started, plan out what we're going to do for our little in-home church that we do every Sunday. And I appreciate you all for being here. I really do. Thank you all so much for coming in, stopping by, checking us out. We are live every day at 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. I hope to see y'all back again. We will be discussing, I've got my live streams planned for the next 2 days. I know that they will both be about Madeline Soto. We're going to talk about the immunity interview in one, and then we're going to review a phone call from one of Stephen Stern's friends and another one. It might be combined into two. Just make sure you come back. We're going to be going over some pretty interesting things. I hope y'all have a good day. Stay safe out there in this crazy world we live in. Go check those creators out. Thank you so much. Bye.